There we go. As I say, hello everybody. I will cut that bit out at the start. So, hello and welcome to the Gaming Rules live tutorial and playthrough video of Trismegistus. All you missed in the bit that I'm going to cut out is me basically trying to pronounce the name of the game. So you didn't miss anything. So yes, if you can hear this and see me okay, please let me know in the chat that everything is working. And yeah, we're going to crack on. So what we're going to do today is a complete tutorial on the game. I'm joined today by Arthur and Paul, who you'll see in a minute. Going to be doing a full tutorial on how to play the game. So if all you want to do is learn how to play, you can just watch the start of the video. But after that, we're going to be doing a full 3-player playthrough. I expect this to be approximately 3 hours long. Bearing in mind, I've played it twice, Paul's played it once, Arthur's not played it at all. So we're not expert players. But this is going to hopefully be useful if you're either interested in getting the game, or you've got the game and you just want to learn how to play, or you've already played the game and you want to watch this video to see if you've done anything wrong. So yes, audio is all good now and we're going to crack on. So thank you very much for joining in, and I'm going to switch over to the multi-camera setup and hopefully the chat's working. The chat's working. So say hello, Paul and Arthur.
Hi.
Hi.
That was quick. Didn't give me a chance to have a drink.
You should have said.
Right, so Trismegistus. This is a game about alchemy. Obviously, the idea of alchemy was to create gold, which is one of the things that you're going to be doing in this game. But it's not just about that. You're going to be creating gold relatively easily, as we found. But it's all of the other stuff that you're going to be doing as well. You're going to be performing experiments. I will go through the full setup in a minute for those people watching, but we each have one experiment in front of us, face up. That is our starting experiment. We each of us have a secret experiment in hand, which is a masterpiece experiment, which is very, very difficult to do. And there are other experiments available that you can pick up. So you're going to be doing experiments. Experiments are going to get you points, but they're also going to unlock these formula tiles, which will give you bonuses. You will place the formula tiles into your Philosopher's Stone, which will give you more bonuses and a large amount of points at the end of the game. Quick tip there. You're going to be transmuting these materials. So these cubes on these material spaces, basically you'll be transmuting various materials along the arrows. Why do you want to be doing that? Well, you need to do that in order to complete the experiments. Okay? You'll be gaining essence tokens, which are these. Everybody starts with 1 salt, 1 sulfur and 1 ether essence. And you need the essence in order to do the transmutations. And you need the transmutations in order to do the experiments. And the other thing that you're going to be doing is publications. So there's a publication deck here. Each of us has one publication in hand, which is secret. I'm going to show mine on camera. This is endgame scoring. So once we've explained all of the rules of the game, we're going to be looking at the publication cards so that you know what you're going to be aiming for, but you can pick up more of them during the game as well. That is a very, very high level overview of what you're trying to do. The game is played over 3 rounds, which doesn't sound very much, but a round is going to take quite a long time. In each round, we're going to take turns, and the turns are going to go round and round the table until we've all done as much as we can do. During a round, you will draft a total of 3 dice. We have a load of dice here. They're going to be rolled in a minute, and they're going to be placed on these bowls here. And you're going to draft one of them, and then you're going to take some turns. When your dice has completely been spent, or if you choose to replace it earlier, you'll take another dice. Basically, over the course of a round, you will take 3 dice. I'll go into more details in a minute, which means you're only going to get to take 9 dice during the game. But you will be able to perform more than 1 action with each dice. So it isn't just 9 actions, it's actually quite a few. There are 6 different actions that you can do on your turn, but there are also free actions that you can do as well. Once each player has used 3 dice in total, that's the end of the round, and we do some resetting. So you'll notice we have some piles here of level 2 artifacts and level 2 experiments. These are the artifacts, these are the experiments. These will come into play in round 2. Then in round 3, these will come into play. And then at the end of the game, after we've played 3 rounds, we do final scoring. I'm going to explain final scoring now, which might be a little bit early, but I think it's important to know what you're aiming for. Now, we played this yesterday. During the game, Paul scored 0 points. And then at the end of the game, scored 91. Yeah?
Something like that, yeah.
So I actually scored a few during the game, but most of your scoring is going to come at the end of the game. The end of the game scoring is actually summarised on this card here, but every experiment that you've done will get the points shown in the bottom right. So to give you an idea, my starting experiment here has got 3 points written on it. Yours has 3.
Sure.
Paul's has got 5,
Right.
because his is slightly harder to do. My masterpiece one, even though it's supposed to be secret, is worth 14 points. So if I do that experiment, which you want to try to do, that's 14 points if you do it. So every experiment you do, I spoke to the designer at Essen and I said, how many experiments should you be aiming to do in a game? And he said about 7. Now, yesterday we did 5, which I think was pretty good for a first game.
Yeah.
Obviously, the designer of the game has probably played it a few more times than we have. But you want to be performing lots of experiments. Experiments will get you points. The next thing is, I mentioned this Philosopher's Stone here. As this fills up, you'll gain more points at the end of the game. If it's completely full, that's 36 points at the end of the game. If you've only got, was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? If you've only got 6 pieces in it, it's 25. Then it goes down to 16. What's the next number? 9. Then 4. Oh, it's the square numbers. So 1, 4, 9, 16, 25 and 36. But if you've only got 1, that's no points. So the points start when you've got 2. Basically, the more tiles you put in here, the more points you'll get at the end of the game. The mastery tracks are here. I'll explain these in a bit more detail later on, but you'll notice the top spaces have points on. So if your marker manages to reach there, at the end of the game you'll get 2, there you'll get 4, there you'll get 7. And that's points for each track. Other things, every gold you have at the end of the game is worth 1 point, which isn't very much. And every ethereal die token that you have at the end of the game is also a point. The other tokens are not worth any points, but those are worth a point. And then your publication, which I mentioned is your endgame scoring card. Okay, so that's how you're going to get your points during the game. Right, assuming we're still going out live, I'll carry on and I'll explain in a bit more detail how the round works. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be using the introductory game, and I would strongly recommend this for your first game. In the introductory game, the first player has Claude Duval, and I have a fixed starting experiment, a fixed masterpiece experiment, a fixed publication, and a fixed starting artifact. Paul, you're playing Sir Isaac Newton, and you're playing Agrippa. Have you heard of Agrippa?
Not familiar.
Nope, neither have we. But apparently he's some famous scientist or something or other.
This is rude, isn't it?
Normally, when you play the game, you would actually choose turn order randomly, and then in reverse player order, you would choose which scientist you want to play. Because there are 5 in the game. So there's 2 extra boards. Even though the game is only for 4 players, there are actually 5 of these boards, and they're slightly different, essentially in terms of the Philosopher's Stone. That's the only... Oh, and these formula tiles, they're all slightly different as well. So in reverse player order, you would choose a scientist. Then what would happen is we would roll the dice. You would get 2 of the starting experiments, 2 of the starting artifacts, 2 publications, 2 masterpieces, and then you would choose 1 of each. And I wouldn't recommend that for your first game, because you need to really understand how the game plays in order to make that choice. So we're using the introductory setup today. Speaking of rolling the dice, I'm actually going to do this now. We have 3 different colours of dice, and we have different symbols on the dice. Now, each dice has the same symbols on it. Okay, so it's not that the white one is different from the red one. It's exactly the same symbols. And in a 3-player game, we remove one of the red dice. No, sorry, one of the black dice. There's normally 6 black, 5 red and 5 white. Now, a quick note, if you have bought this game, you will find that your copy probably has 6 of each colour dice, but if you check the components list, you actually only need 5 red and 5 white. So don't use more dice than you should do, because the game will run slightly longer. So yeah, make sure you count how many dice you should use. Then all the dice will be rolled, and we're going to place them into the bowls according to the symbol that's on them. And you need to be careful here, because a couple of the symbols are very similar. I think I might have just accidentally knocked one, but never mind. That one goes there, that one goes there, that one goes there. This in the middle is a wild. There we go. Right. Now, no bowl can contain more than 5 dice. So if any of the bowls actually had more than 5 at this point, we would pick them up, re-roll them, and spread them out again. And again, if then you have more than 5, you keep going and going until you don't have that. Right, so we've done the introductory setup. There would also be some starting compensation for second and third player, but because we're doing the introductory setup, we don't use that. So I mentioned that the game's played over 3 rounds. In the first round, I'm going to take the first turn, because I'm the starting player. And if at the start of your turn's actually 4 phases. Okay, phase 1 is, if your potency track is empty, so this is your potency track on your board here, if it's empty, you must draft a die. That is something you must do at the start of your turn. You can take any of these dice, and what you do is, when you've taken it, you put it on your potency track on the number according to how many dice were in the bowl before you took it. So if I take any one of these, it will go on the 4 space. Okay, whereas if I take this one, it goes on the 1, which is not very good, right? So don't do that one. That's a rubbish one. If at that point you had an ethereal die token, which is one of these, you may spend it to add 1 to the potency up to a maximum of 5, but you can only spend 1 token and only when you draft the die. Okay, so that's what these tokens are for. That's the only use for these, apart from they're worth 1 point at the end of the game. So you take a die, you draft the die, you put it on your potency track. Let's say I've taken that one. Then you take one of 6 possible actions. Every action you do will cost you potency. So before I go into the actions, let's just say I do an action that costs me 2 potency. I move it down 2. Okay? Phase 3 of my turn is the reaction phase, where actually you two can react to what I've done. You start the game with 2 reaction tokens. There is a way you can get more during the game. If you want to react, you flip over one of those reaction tokens, and then you basically do a slightly weaker version of using my die. So whatever die I took and used, you can then do something with it as well. That's a reaction token. And then in phase 4, if that die was now on the 0 space, I would move it to this track. It's not, so I would skip phase 4. Then you two would have a turn. On my turn again, I wouldn't draft the die because I've still got this one. So I would do another action with this dice. However, you could draft a die if you wanted to, but if you do, you lose this. So generally speaking, you wouldn't want to. And when we played it yesterday, we didn't. But the first time I played the game, twice during the game, somebody, when they were down to 1, did say, "I'll tell you what, I don't really want that one. I'm going to grab another one early," because the earlier you grab them, the better. So if your potency track is 0, you must draft a die. If your potency track isn't at 0, you may draft a die, but if you do, you lose whatever potency you've got left. Okay? Right. So, yeah, let me know in the chat if everything's going okay. I'm now going to dive into the 6 different actions that you can do with your die, and I'm going to use this one as an example. Out of those 6 different actions, 3 of them rely on the symbol, 2 of them rely on the colour of the die, and 1 of them doesn't matter. So, first of all, one of the very simple actions you can do is harvest materials. To harvest materials, you look at the icon on the die. That is the icon for mercury. So you would harvest, if I decided to spend 3 potency, I would harvest 3 raw mercury, and I would put it here. So at this point, I'm going to explain your elements. You have circular containers, which are raw materials. You have lead, you have copper, you have tin, you have mercury, you have iron. They are all raw materials. And then you have the square boxes, which are refined materials. I can actually show a zoomed in image of my player board there for people watching on the camera. So the circular ones are raw materials, the square ones are refined materials. Anytime you harvest materials, it's always the raw materials that you get. Okay? So by spending 3 potency of that die, I would get 3 mercury. That is one of the 6 actions that you can do. Let's just step back a bit, because there is something I forgot to mention. If you were to take one of these dice, after you've taken it, you set it to whichever one you want. But you must make that decision at the time you draft the die. So there you go. Right. Let's put these back so I don't cheat. The second action I'm going to explain is taking essence. And I'm actually going to switch that die quickly for this one, which will make sense when I explain taking essence. So there are actually 4 different essences in the game. There is salt, there's sulfur, there's ether, and mercury is an essence. So mercury is special. It's a material and it's also an essence. It can be used as either. So the second action I'm going to explain is taking essence. And what you do is you look on the board here. So for this icon, I would take ether. So if I decided to spend, for example, 2 potency from that die is this. So I would take 2 ether from here and I would put it in there. Okay, so that's the second action, and that is taking essence. This die will get you salt. This die will get you sulfur. The mercury is mercury, so actually harvesting materials or taking essence for mercury is exactly the same. Iron gets you Ne, but you can't mix and match. So if you were to spend 3 potency from an iron die, you would take 3 of any one of those. Stream's going okay, apparently. Right, so that's those 2 actions. Harvesting materials, taking essence. And they lead nicely into the third action I'm going to explain, which is transmuting. Transmuting relies on the colour of the dice and not the symbol. So the symbol, when you transmute, is irrelevant. It's just the colour of the dice. And if you look at your player board, I'm going to zoom in on my player board again, you will notice that you have 2 black transmutation tracks, 2 white ones and 2 red ones. So transmuting is essentially moving any one cube along the arrows, ignoring these little circles. They're a little bit misleading. Ignore those and basically go to the next box. And you must use the colour of the die matching where you're doing it. In addition to that, if you want to do multiple transmutations on the same thing, so let's say I've taken this, I have a black die value 4, potency 4. If I wanted to do 3 transmutations, I would have to do 3 from one place to the next place. I couldn't do 1 from there, 1 from there, and 1 from there. I mean, I could do that over 3 separate turns, but in one turn, all of the things that you move have to be from one space to the next space on the track. Okay? Now, transmuting has a cost. Every time you transmute, you must use essence. Just going to fiddle with the chat viewer a bit because it's... There we go. That's why. My zoom in on the player board has a different YouTube viewer. There we go. Right. Every time you transmute, it uses 1 essence, and you can use any essence. So that's the bit. So far, all we've talked about is restrictions. In order to do this, you must have that. But when you transmute, you can use any of the 4 essences to transmute. You can use either salt, sulfur, ether, or mercury. It doesn't matter.
And that essence lets you transmute multiple things?
No, every transmutation is 1 essence. So going back to the previous example, if I did 3 transmutes, that requires 3 essence, but those 3 essence could be different. Okay? And you spend that essence. Every time you transmute, we have a mastery track here. So every time you transmute, you move your marker up 1 space on the track, depending on the essence you used. This is the track for using mercury to transmute. This is the track for using salt. This is the track for using ether, and this is the track for using sulfur. So you would move your marker up on the appropriate track. There are some bonus tiles here. If you ever land on or pass over a bonus tile, you will get that bonus. And then at the end of your turn, that bonus will disappear. So other players do have a chance of getting it at the same time. Right, that's transmutation, I think. You spend the essence, you move the marker, you move up on the mastery track. I think that's right, isn't it? Right. That's 3 actions covered. Action number 4 is really expensive. It's the most expensive action in the whole game, and that is buying a new artifact. These are the 6 artifacts available. It costs you 3 potency to buy an artifact, and the colour of the dice tells you which artifact you can buy. These 2 are on a red space, these 2 are on a black space, and these 2 are on a white space. I have slightly offset them, because unfortunately, when you put them on there, you can't really see the colours. So I've slightly offset them from where they should go. So again, if I had black potency of 4, I could spend 3 black potency to take this. Artifacts do a number of different things, but the first thing is when you take one, you put it on any... No, that's not true. You put it on the coloured section according to what it was. So this was a black artifact, so I put it on this grey space. Black and grey is the same. So if I took that one, it would go here. I could, if I wanted to, put it here, but I'd lose that one. And you probably don't want to do that, but you could. So the colour of this space indicates where it must go around your player board. And when you take an artifact, you immediately get the benefit that's printed on it. Now, there's lots of iconography in this game. Once you've played it once, you will get used to it. All the iconography is explained, on the back page of the rulebook. So I'll give you that in a minute, once I've done with it. But yeah, you get a one-off bonus when you take the artifact of whatever's printed on it. The other way that you activate artifacts, let's just go back to transmutation a minute. To the player board here. In fact, yeah, I've messed up that. So apologies for this. We've got a slightly different thing here. I'm just going to get rid of that. Never mind. Right. Whenever you transmute, if you transmute over a path which is adjacent to an artifact, that activates the artifact and flips it down. Okay? It will flip back up at the end of the round. So essentially, once per round, whenever you transmute over a line adjacent to an artifact, you can transmute. And that line applies here. So if I transmuted this refined copper into refined tin, that is going over this. So either of those two paths there will activate that artifact. Okay? So that is how you get the bonus of the artifacts. There is another use for artifacts, which I'll come on to in a minute. Right. The fifth action I'm going to explain is recharging an artifact. This is the action that doesn't require a dice of a specific colour or of a specific thing. Any one potency will recharge one artifact. Okay? So that is the thing which isn't colour or symbol specific. Why would you want to recharge it? Is so you can transmute it again and use it again. And I remember one yesterday I used multiple times in a round. I used it, recharged it, used it again, recharged it, etc., etc. Right. Let's put them back. Let's put that back. The artifact will get replenished from the stack whenever you take one. And I will come on to this symbol in a minute. Right, the sixth action you can do is taking an experiment. These are the initial experiments that we've laid out at random. And in order to take one, you have to take the one next to the bowl that the dice is from. So if I had this dice, for example, this dice came from here, I would take that one. So this dice allows me to take that experiment. Any experiment you take will go face up in front of you. You can have a maximum of 2 experiments face up in front of you that are incomplete. Your mastery experiment that you've got in hand doesn't count towards your hand limit of 2. That's how you take a new experiment, and then that will get replaced from the deck. Right, they are the 6 actions. Any questions?
It's really advantage when you're grabbing resources. You mentioned you could spend multiple potency to achieve that. Is there any reason to do that? Given the
yes. So ending early, once you have used all your 3 dice, you are done for the round. You will move your turn order marker from here to there. You'll become the first player next round. So there is an advantage to ending early. Yeah. Right. At this point, I'm going to mention these tokens. These are chameleon tokens. Whenever you are about to perform an action, you can spend one of these chameleon tokens to turn that dice temporarily into any colour and any symbol, just for that one action. Extremely useful. I would recommend getting a couple of these and keeping them for that time in the game where you absolutely desperately need to do something but don't have the right dice available. Right. That's the 6 main actions covered, and on your turn you do one of those. There are 3 free actions that you can do, and the first one I'm going to explain is one of the main ones, which is actually performing an experiment. I'm going to zoom in on my player board again because I'm going to show you my experiment here. There are 2 requirements. First of all, things in the top left are materials that you need to spend in order to do that experiment. So I need to spend a lead and a refined copper in order to perform this experiment. But what's printed in the top right is the minimum mastery level that you need on the appropriate track. And if we go back to the tracks, so I need level 2 in water mastery, which is this track here. So my marker needs to be there in order for me to be able to do that experiment, right? And if you look at your mastery experiment, you will see that you need, like I need 11 on this track here in order to do this. This is an end of game. I think yesterday we both did our these in like the last turn of the game. So, yeah. Once you've done an experiment, you immediately get the bonus printed in the bottom left. Just going to go back to my player board again. So you immediately get that, and again, it's exactly the same icons that you see on the artifact. So once you know what those icons do, the game is a lot easier. And then what you do is you took the experiment into your player board underneath the appropriate section. So this is a blue one, so it gets tucked under there. Now at this point, I need to let you know of a slight printing error with the game, because there are black experiments, and the black experiments go in the yellow section. Okay, so green goes in green, red goes in kind of red, blue goes in blue, but black goes in yellow. I don't know whether these should have been yellow or that should have been black. Either way, there's a slight colour mismatch with those things. So that gets tucked under there. Now, the first time in the game that you perform an experiment of each colour, it unlocks one of the two formula tiles in that section of your choice. And you take it and you move it to any space of your Philosopher's Stone. For example, there. That is only the first time you perform an experiment of that colour. If I now perform another blue experiment, it does not unlock the other one. So you can only ever unlock one of these things by doing experiments. There is a way to unlock another one, which I'll come on to in a second. Once you have a formula tile in here, the first one you place does absolutely nothing. The second one you place might do something if, for example, if I was to put that there, what I have now done is I have completed a vertical column. And whenever you either complete a column or a row, you get all of the benefits printed above and below or to the left and the right of that. So by me doing that there, I will get that and that just for placing them in there. Okay? The other thing that these formula tiles do, and this is another free action that you can do on your turn, is you can use it, you get the benefit of it, you flip it over. You will never flip it back. So that is a one-use ability only in the whole game. And you can do that as soon as you have unlocked that formula. I'm going to leave that there for a minute. Right, so I mentioned that whenever you perform an experiment, it unlocks one of the tiles, but you can never unlock the second tile by performing experiments. How do you unlock the second tile? It's by spending gold. So this is gold here. Gold is very, very special. It's worth a point at the end of the game. It can be used to buy formula tiles, and gold can actually be used as a wildcard for any of these. Absolutely anything, because it's amazing, is gold. So to buy formula tiles, the first formula tile you want to buy will cost you 1 gold. So let's say I have a gold, and let's say I want to buy this tile here.
So you can buy it before it's unlocked?
Yeah, but buying it unlocks it.
Okay.
So I could buy that tile, and what I do is I put the gold in there just as a reminder that that's the one I bought with a gold. Because the next one I buy, it's going to cost me 2 gold. And then the next one will be 3, and then the last one is 4. Now I can't buy that one with gold. So if I wanted to unlock this one, I would now have to do a red experiment. So each of these sections, one of them will be unlocked with performing an experiment, and the other one will be unlocked by spending gold. So I now could, if I wanted to, spend that 2 gold and buy that one. And I have now got both of those. And you leave the gold in there just as a reminder that that's the one you bought with gold. Right. In fact, I'm going to leave them out for a minute because I'm now going to explain a bonus that you get. You'll notice there's some iconography in these spaces. What this means is every time from now on that I perform a blue experiment, I get a discount of 2 materials. So I could now perform this, and instead of needing 2 refined mercury and a refined tin, I actually just need 1. Okay, so concentrating on one particular form of experiments is good, because you will get additional benefits in terms of discount. There is another thing you can do with the discount as well, and that is reduce the level, reduce the mastery level that you've required. So just going back to this one, this requires, for me to do this experiment, that's a bad example. I'm going to take one from the future. Here we go. Right. Here's a level 3 experiment. For me to do this one, I need all of these materials here and 7 mastery in water. If I only have 6 mastery in water, but I have all of these things here, I can use that discount to actually get a discount on the mastery level. So each of these discounts is either a missing material or a missing mastery level. That's what those discounts can be used for. While we're talking about this, silver is special as well. Not as special as gold, but silver is special. Every silver you spend can reduce the level mastery requirement by 1. Now, we didn't do this at all yesterday, but it's there if you need it. So again, if you don't have the right mastery level to perform the experiment, silver can be used to temporarily boost that. So gold is special, silver special, and mercury special. Other than that, all the elements are just there. Right. And that's the 3 free actions covered. So just as a reminder, the 3 free actions are performing an experiment, buying a formula tile with gold, and flipping over a formula tile to use the ability that's printed on it. And you can do as many of them as you want, as many times as you want, on your turn. So you could do 2 experiments on a turn, which I think I did yesterday. Vaguely remember I did. Right, so that's the 6 actions covered. That's the 3 free actions covered. Carl's here. Hello, Carl. Now let's talk about reactions. Now, for the video today, we're going to go through your reactions, and we're going to go through them carefully, and we're going to talk through them. But the way that the game is designed is that reactions can actually be done while the other player's taking their turns, because a reaction will only ever affect your player board. It will never affect anything else. So when you're playing the game at home, I can be doing my thing, you two can be reacting to it whilst I'm still doing my thing. As I said, we're not going to do that today, but you could. So when you react, you have a few options. You can either take one, you flip over your reaction token, and you can either take one of the material according to the symbol on the die, irrespective of what action I did. You can take one essence according to the symbol on the die. You can perform one transmutation according to the colour of the die, using all normal transmutation rules. You can recharge one of your artifacts. And I think that's it. I'm just going to check. I think they are the 4 reactions that you can do. I've not done too bad so far from memory. Yep, they are the four reactions that you can do. And again, every time you react, it uses up a reaction token, and you'll get them back at the end of the round. There's no benefit to not doing it. So basically, twice during each round, you want to look and go, wait a minute, Arthur's just done something with an iron. I could do with an iron. I'll react to that, and I'll gain 1 iron, even when it's not my turn. Right. 6 main actions, 3 free actions, reactions covered. At the end of your turn, you'll put the dice there if it was on 0. And then on my next turn, I will draft a new dice, and we'll carry on like that. Once we've all drafted and resolved and completely used up 3 dice, it's the end of the round. Artifacts will recharge. Reaction tokens will recharge. Any level 1 experiments will stay, and we will get level 2 cards out. All of the artifacts will disappear, and we'll get level 2 artifacts out. But at the end of round 2, all of the level 1 experiments then will disappear, and then we'll get level 3 experiments. And we do that 3 times, and then we do scoring at the end of the game. That might be it. That might be it. rules-wise, apart from the bit that I forgot to tell Paul yesterday, which I almost forgot now, any refined element can be used as its raw element. Okay?
All right.
We never did that yesterday, but remember, this raw mercury is an essence. Refined mercury isn't an essence, but you can use this as if it was this. Right. So for anybody watching in the chat, if you have any rules questions, please let me know. But I think I've covered everything. No, I haven't. Publications. Well, I've kind of covered them. How do you get more publications? That is this icon here. So every time you see this icon, which is like two parchmenty scrolls, one of them's red, and you will see that I've got two of them. I've got another one here. Oh, you don't have any on your formula tiles. Interesting. You've just got one there.
That's one there.
It's draw two publications, add them to your hand, and then choose any one publication from your hand and put it on the bottom of the deck, which could be the one that you started with. Edward's here. Hello, Edward. So after 3 rounds, you go back to round 1 again and you do that 3 times. No, there are 3 rounds in the game, but each round you will draft 3 dice. So you'll get 9 dice in total over the game. Right, so before we start, I'm going to go through all of your formula tiles, one by one, and make sure you know what they all do. That needs to be like that. So that one is take a chameleon token. Remember, chameleon tokens can be used before you take an action to turn your dice into any colour or any icon. That is, there's a bit of a yellow bit underneath. You can't really see it on a white background. It is recharge 2 of your reaction tokens. This is get a gold. This is do 2 wild transmutations. So a wild transmutation is any transmutation you want following all of the normal rules. So you still have to pay essence for it. It still triggers an artifact. It does everything as normal. But they don't need to be the same. So with 2 wild transmutations, I could do that. Because it's 2 separate transmutations. That's also gain a chameleon token. That is taking 2 essence. Same as that. And that is gaining 2 silver. Right, your publication card, which is supposed to be secret, but since it's the introductory game, we know what it is anyway.
Completely mystifying.
This here is... Right, so publication cards, here's how they work. Did I mention gold and silver properties? Yes, I did, but I'll mention them again in a minute. Right, the publication cards, I'm just going to zoom in, and I'm going to look at our starting 3 publication cards. As I say, these are supposed to be kept secret, but let's just move that out of the way. Paul, do you want to get yours? Right. Yeah, that's right. So, publication cards. What's printed at the top of the publication card is the requirements that you need to have at the end of the game in order to be able to score that card. And they are all icons for 4 different things. There's earth, fire, air, and water. And you can get those icons in 3 different places. Okay? I'm going to have to zoom out in order to tell you where those 3 different places are. First of all, every experiment that you perform in the game has an icon on it in the top right. So that one there gives me 1 water icon, which will help contribute to one of those. Every artifact that you have at the end of the game has 1 or 2, some of them have 2 icons on. That contributes to the publications. And if you manage to reach position 12 on the mastery track, that gives you another icon as well. So those icons, which you gain from there, there and there, don't do anything during the game, I don't think, but at the end of the game they are used for contributing to publications. But each one can only be used once. So any of those icons I use for contributing to this publication cannot be used for another publication.
Interesting, I missed that yesterday.
No, you did.
Didn't realise that they counted.
Didn't you?
No.
Oh, right, okay. Yes, they do. Very much so.
So I might have done my second...
So let's go on to mine. So at the end of the game, if I have a fire, 2 earth and an air, I will score 3 points for every water experiment that I have done. So I might want to do that, or I might want to ditch that and go for a different one. That's that. I'm gonna just zoom in again while we talk about. There we go. So yeah, this one's me. If I have a fire, 2 earth, and an air, I will get 3 points for every water experiment. Right, Paul. If Paul ends the game with 2 air and 2 mountains, he will get 1 point per space on the fire track and 1 point per space on the water track. So the opposite elements to what you needed to do it. And yours is, I'm going to have to look that up, but it looks like
those,
yeah, you need four of a kind, and you get
3 points for your minimum track.
3 points per your
Sorry.
lowest level on the mastery
Yeah.
track. Yeah. Right. So they are the starting
Which yesterday would
publications.
have scored me 0.
Yeah.
Because I don't think one of the tracks I never moved on at all.
Let's zoom out. Let's take our publications back. Again, they're supposed to be secret, but it's an introductory game, so we don't mind. Edward is asking, thematic or does it have a setting? Both. And I'm being honest here, even though this is a sponsored video. If you're looking for a thematic game, I feel that this game is
definitely.
thematic
Yes.
in that you are actually doing things, and it really feels like
It
you're
does.
transmuting,
Yes, I
performing
agree.
experiments, and everything else. This isn't just a boring cube pushing Euro
No.
with no actual theme to it. Right, I think we are done. So did I mention gold and silver? Yes, I'll mention it again. Gold, worth a point at the end of the game, counts as any material you want it to. That's what gold does.
Gold also allows you to buy these, which I think is the most important use.
Gold also allows you to buy
I
these.
bought four yesterday.
Did you?
Yep.
Wow.
And
Yeah,
I still
you
had a
did.
gold left at the
Yeah.
end. Yeah.
Silver can be used to reduce the mastery level of experiments that you perform if you don't meet the requirements. And remember, mercury, this here, it's an essence and it's also a material. It's both. It's special. I think you do not start with iron at the start of the game. Okay, that could be correct. Let me just check in the rulebook, because I thought you did. But you might be right. Everybody starts with... yeah, you're right. A lead, a copper, a tin, and a mercury. Thank you very much. There you go. You do not start with an iron at the start of the game. Right, we are now ready to go. Round 1.
Is there a quick reference of actions?
No. No. Well, there is a player aid, but the player aid is wrong. So I don't want to use the player aids. I am now going to turn on your microphones. So hopefully you can hear everybody else. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, you can hear me as well. Let me know if the sound is all okay from everybody as we all start talking. This is the advantage when I don't play and I just do the teach, is I can concentrate on the teach. But now I'm having to play as well. There's a lot to think about in this game. There is a lot. I mean, straight away, I'm going to talk through it. I'm tempted to go for this or this because that's 4 potency. That's going to allow me to just perform a lot more
I kind
actions.
of figured out what your first move would be, actually.
Well, my first move. Well, if you tell me.
Well, I'm not going to, because I don't want you to do it.
Yeah. So I'm looking at what I need to perform this experiment. I need level 2 water mastery. In order to move up this track, I need to be doing experiments using ether as the essence. And I also need a refined copper and a lead. So I think I'm going to take this one. Is that the one you thought I was going to
No.
take? Okay, I'm not going to take that one. No, I'm going to take that one. So I'm going to take this, and it has a potency of 4 because there were 4 dice in here. And now I get to perform 1 action. And the action that I am going to perform is... I am going to transmute. Yeah, my first action is going to be to transmute. So I'm going to spend 1 potency. I'm going to transmute this 1 cube here along a black track. And I am going to use ether for doing it. So that goes over here, which means I move 1 up on this track. And that's it. That is my action. Oh no, it's not it. I passed over this artifact, which means I get to use this artifact, which means I get to take 2 things. So I'm going to take 2 ether. Or ether. There you go. You can now both react to that. So remember, there are 4 things you can do with a reaction. Recharge an artifact, so we'll forget that one. You could take a copper, if you wanted to, or you could take an ether, or you could do a black transmutation. Players not receive ethereal dice as compensation for turn order. So, Gustavo, in the introductory setup, it specifically says that you do not apply the normal compensation for turn order. You only do that when you're playing the full game.
Seems wrong, but
It does seem a bit wrong, but it specifically said that you don't get it. Lawrence has got to disappear, but you're going to catch up with the gameplay later on. Cool. And Camille's here. Hello.
right.
So yeah, you can both react to that if you want
I
to.
won't be reacting at this point.
Okay. No. So it's now Paul's turn.
I've just occurred to me, because we played 2-player yesterday, that you get a lot more chances to react.
You do.
With more players.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's quite interesting.
Oh, just going back to this.
Oh, you didn't get the bonuses on there?
No, I said I'd come back to it. So I mentioned when you land on or pass over one of these tiles, you get the bonus, and at the end of your turn, that bonus tile will disappear. So there is an opportunity. For example, if Paul was really close, and I passed over it, Paul could react, do something, and he would get the bonus as well. Okay, so there are ways that more than one person can get these bonuses. You get the bonus immediately, but the tile only disappears at the end of your turn. The bonuses are chameleon tokens, ethereal dice tokens, and these ones you can hardly see them, but it's an arrow up.
Oh, there's something there.
Yeah, it's an arrow, which basically means move up on any one of the tracks. And you've also got the same.
Yeah, I've seen these.
Yeah,
specific.
That one's a specific one, one's an anything one. But I've got this one, which is any two. So yeah.
Okay.
There we go. What are you going to take?
I'm going to take a white mercury.
Potency 4.
Potency 4.
Pop it there.
Um,
And then what action would you like to do?
yeah, the trouble is I want lots of things there.
Yeah, bonus tile disappears at the end of the round, says Mohammed. I thought it disappeared at the end of the turn. I'll check that while you're doing your turn.
Well, it's funny. You carry on. Because I thought you said one thing, and then during the game you said another yesterday.
Okay. Well, let's just double check.
I didn't bother
I
arguing
want to get it.
because you're usually right.
I want to get it right. I
I want to do so much with this, and I haven't got enough potency to do everything I want with it. Painful. I think I'm going to do what I was planning, and I'm going to spend 3 of my 4 potency.
Wow.
You can pass me a white tile, please. The one on that
This
side.
one?
Yeah.
So it's got to go in one of your white slots.
It's got to go in one of my white slots, and now that I've spent all that, I can't get mercury, but never mind, let's put it there anyway.
So when are those tiles refreshed?
End of the round.
So
Oh, sorry, this one. This is immediate. I thought you meant when they recharge.
So everyone can react to my white mercury.
Yeah, just checking this. It's in the... Yeah, so it is end of the turn. Because it is phase 4, it's in your lab cleanup. If any of the markers are now above bonus tokens, remove the bonus token. So it is at the end of a player's turn. There we go. Right, so you've used a white mercury die. Do I want to react to that? I think... Ooh. Yeah, I'm going to. So I'm going to react to that, and I'm going to just take a mercury. There you go. Right, you'll go.
So remind me, if I want to do what Paul's just done, which is pick up one of those
3 potency.
3 potency of the appropriate colour.
No. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you wanted one of those two, it would
Yeah.
have to be red. If you wanted one of those two, it would be white. If you want me to explain what any of these icons do, or you want to have a look at them, let me know.
Tell me what this one.
This one, it will convert any raw material into 2 of the same material, but the refined version. And you do that twice. So, that, essentially.
Okay. All right. Well, I've no idea if it's a good thing, but I'm going to follow Paul's. This Paul.
Yep.
move. So I'm going to. So you draft. First thing you do is draft the dice.
Draft the
right?
dice if you don't have one.
So I don't have one.
So that goes on potency 3.
Yeah, sucks to be third.
And then you spend all of that, and you buy...
The one
You want this one?
Yeah.
So that goes in a red slot.
It could be here or here.
Yeah.
Does it make any difference?
Yeah.
So this one activates when
When you transfer
Yeah.
silver to
Silver
gold.
gold.
Yeah.
and this one activates when you do
Iron into
either
silver.
of those.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we get a new one here. And now we can react to that if we want to. I'm not going to.
I'm going to react to it.
Oh, yes. Thank you. You bought an artifact.
Oh, I get the artifact stuff immediately.
And you get that immediately as well.
Oh, so
That,
this was convert any two.
Yeah, 2 of the same raw material into
So
refined.
it doesn't make sense. All right, whatever.
You've got one. Yeah, thank you for that. We forgot that. I did mention it in the rules, but we forgot to do it.
we do.
So I'll do that.
And you get any 2 essences.
I'll have a salt and what's the wheel? Essence.
Ether.
Ether.
There you go.
Ether essence.
Ether essence. Yes. Thank you very much.
Okay. And I'm reacting.
You're reacting to that.
I'm taking a mercury.
Okay. Right, my go. So I'm going to take another experiment. So I'm going to spend 1 potency, and I'm going to take this experiment here. I can only take that one with that die. So I take that one. Remember, you can have 2 experiments in play. I'm going to put this up here actually. I don't know what that space is for, but I'm going to put them there. In fact, I think that's where the tokens go. But we've got them off camera, so that's fine. Mohammed saying, yes, you've been playing the bonus token rule wrong. Yes, you have. There you go. But thank you for pointing it out, because next time you might be right, and I might be wrong.
So that was your reaction to me.
No, that was my go.
That was your go.
That was my go. I have spent 1 potency on taking an experiment, so we need a new experiment. It's another blue one.
So I am spending.
So you don't have to. You could draft
I
a new
could.
die at this point
I'm
if
not
you
going
want,
to.
and lose that one.
I'm going to spend that.
Yep.
To take that.
Yep. So that goes in play. We'll get a new one. We can react to that if we want to.
Nope.
I'm not going to. Soul Diver 66 is here. Hello, thank you for joining in. And now, at the end of your turn in phase 4, you move that to there.
So should this already be?
That should have already moved, yes. And now you must draft another die.
Oh, I'm going to draft one of these.
Yep. So that is a potency 3 copper white die.
All right. So what does this artifact do?
That is, you do a wild transmutation, and you gain an ethereal die token.
Should this have been turned over?
Nope, no. The bonus that
Oh,
you
I
get
didn't
when
do-
you take
yeah,
it
yeah.
is a free bonus that you get for buying it.
Sorry, what was the hue?
An ethereal die token, which you spend when you draft a die to increase the potency by 1.
Okay. All right. Well, I think I'll do a transmutation.
Okay, so it's a white transmutation.
Oh, it's not the symbol,
Nope, no. Transmutation is the colour.
so it has to be one of these. But I could move that to there.
You could move that to there,
And if I want to draft,
or if you want to
want to
draft
pick
a
up
different die.
stuff, pick up the essences. What's
So the essence that you would collect with this die is ether,
right?
or you could take raw copper with it as a material.
Copper is the red one, is it? Is that
That's iron.
so?
Copper's this one.
Copper's the green one, is it?
Yeah.
Well, copper's the red one.
Copper's this red one. Yes.
Okay. Okay, I'll do a trans. Oh no, yeah, I'll do a transmutation.
Okay. So a white transmutation.
Spend that. Move
Yeah.
That to there,
Yeah. And what essence would you like to do the transmutation with?
and this affects my.
It affects the
track?
mastery track. Yeah. So whichever one you use will move up 1 on the appropriate track.
I'll use that,
Yep. So you move 1 up on here.
and it goes in the.
Yep. In the bin.
And you could react to that.
I could react to that, but I don't want to.
I think I'm going to.
Okay. What are you reacting?
I think I'm going to do a white transmutation to there.
Yep.
Using a salt.
Salt. So you move up to there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There we go. That was your go, wasn't it?
Was that a reaction?
That was a reaction.
Yes, so it's my go. Right, I've still got 2 potency left of this first die. So I am sort of trying to build up for an experiment, but it's not going to happen. Because I need to transmute lead, which I could do, but then I would need that. Okay. The other option is that. Okay. Right. I'm just looking at my options. I could take that. Don't really need that. So it's taking essence, taking materials, doing transmute, buying an artifact, recharging an artifact. Okay. I'm just going to spend this 2, and I'm going to take another 2 ether. I've got loads of it. I've got ether coming out of me, ethers. Anybody want to react to that?
Can.
You've done all your reactions, haven't you? Any reactions?
So remind me what reactions could be again? I'll probably ask the question.
It's either take a copper, take an ether, essence.
Okay, so I do want to react to that.
Okay, so you flip over a reaction token and take one of those. Yeah. Or you can recharge an artifact, or you can do a transmute. They are your 4 reaction options. The rulebook states the following. We got a rules question coming in. Anyway, that was my go. That was the reactions. Your go. So you must draft another dice. They run down quick, don't they?
They do, and they're awfully quick with 2 less dice than we played with yesterday and 1 more player.
Yeah.
Insanely quick.
Yeah, we were doing, every dice we took yesterday was like 5 or 4 potency, but we were playing with the incorrect number of dice.
Okay, I'm going to take...
Oh. We have a rule from Soul Diver 66, which is saying that I might have got something wrong with taking of artifacts. But in which case, what's the point of the colours on here? So I'm just going to check this. Thank you very much for pointing this out, and we will see.
Let me choose any one of the 2.
Place the acquired artifact in any artifact slot on your laboratory board. Right, okay, thank you very much for that. I'm not sure then why these are colour coded.
No, nor am I. Oh, because of the transmutation colour.
But the
Yeah,
colour,
okay, transmutation colour. That
Yeah.
might be why. Apologies for that in the rules, but yeah, when you buy an artifact, it can go anywhere.
Yeah, which is what I actually tried to do yesterday, and you pulled
Right.
me.
Thank you
It
for
didn't
that.
matter.
Anyway,
Would you have placed your artifacts in different places?
probably kept it in the same place, to be honest.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I
Right,
probably
there we go
wouldn't.
then. Right, but thank you for that.
Although I might have picked up a different artifact.
So yeah, these being colour coded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the colour here matters, but the colour here does not
Clicking on
matter.
subtitles later.
Yes. Yeah, I need to add that in.
So that threw me. What was happening? I'm drafting something.
You are drafting a die.
Oh, I want that one and I want that one. That's problematic, isn't it? Okay, let's take that one.
So potency 2.
Potency 2.
This is only your second die. Wow.
This is only my second die. 2 mercury.
There we go. Okay. If we want to copy that, we can.
No thanks. Is it me?
I'm tempted. No. No. So it goes to there.
Yeah.
So I could do an experiment as a
Free
reaction
action.
before or after I.
Correct,
do my
but not
action?
during.
But not during. Okay. So I'm not 100% sure I've got the transmutation rules right. So I've got potency 2 in whites,
So you can do
This
two white
symbol.
transmutations, but they would have to both come from the same place.
And this is white.
Yes.
So this is legal,
Yep.
is it?
And it just costs you any one of the 4 essences.
And that essence.
Yeah, which moves this up to here.
And then I think I might have enough to do this if I've understood this card correctly.
Okay. So you have 2 mastery level in water,
Yeah. And I've got
You've
this
got some lead.
symbol.
and you've got some refined iron. So you can now do that experiment.
All right.
There we go.
So,
So
I'm
let's
gonna do
move
so
this
I'll
out
take
of
these
the way.
off, presumably.
Yeah, you spend them. And then you
And
tuck
then
it in
go
there.
this.
You get the bonus printed in the bottom left immediately.
Right. So that's up on one on the blue. I believe.
One on the water track, and also one on any other track.
Fire for sake of argument.
Okay. Sorry, I said any other track. I meant any track.
Oh right. So I could move it up on.
You
water
could have moved
as
it up
well.
on the water if you wanted.
Yeah. All right. I'll do water then.
So you immediately gain a chameleon token.
And remind what they do.
Before you take an action, you can change your die into any colour or icon.
Super.
And then you tuck it under here. And
it
that unlocks one of those 2 formula
Does
tiles.
it matter how much this is?
All the way to there.
Right.
The only thing you need to see now is that.
And this is another chameleon tile.
Yeah, but you won't get it for unlocking it. You will get it when you flip it over, which you could do immediately if you wanted to.
And the other one.
That is
any
get you two essences.
2 essences. All right. And,
Yeah.
and it's free action to do those
Yeah.
flips, is it? All right. Well, I won't bother doing that. Just.
Well, you take one. You take a tile.
Oh, okay. All right. That's
You
right.
must
I'll
do
put
that
it-
now, and you must
I'll
put
put
it
it on
somewhere
here
in your
somewhere.
philosopher's stone.
Okay.
But you can flip it whenever you want as a free action on your
Okay.
turn.
All right.
Right, was that you reacting?
No, I think that was me.
That was
That
your
was-
turn,
that was
wasn't
turn.
it? So do I want to react to that? No, I don't think I do. Right, so my go. I've got a draft of dice. Oh boy. Well, the fact that these are now rubbish has kind of opened up other options, which is good. Yeah, we like other options. So, let's have a look what we need. I need some of that, which is there. I'm going to take that. No. No, it's this one. Oh, that's the wrong colour. Oh, it's the wrong colour grommet. Okay, now I'm going to take lead. Right, so I take black lead potency 2, and then as an action, I am going to take 1 lead. There you go. Any reactions to that?
No.
No. Nope. Okay.
I'm going to take that.
Take your 3rd die.
Potency 2.
Yeah.
Spend all of it.
Right.
2 transmutations in white.
Yeah.
From there to there.
Yeah.
Which flips that.
Well, you're using what essence? To do
So
that.
I'm going to use that essence
Salt.
and that essence.
Sorry. Which is
Mercury.
mercury.
So 1 mercury, 1 salt.
Yeah.
I'm going to have back 1 salt. I'm going to have back 2 salt. Can you pass me another salt, please, Arthur?
Which one's salt?
The blue
That
circle
one,
with
yeah.
the line through it. Just pop your artifact back in the slot. Okay.
Yes.
So that was a white transmute. I am gonna. Oh, hang on. That should have been removed at the end of your turn.
It should.
I'm gonna follow that, I think. And I am gonna do a white transmute and move this to here using now. I'm going to use mercury as an essence.
Mm-hmm.
So that moves me up one on there.
Yeah.
Did you want to follow?
Nope.
Okay, your go.
So
Oh, that's it, you're done. So Paul's out.
Really?
yeah.
Okay. So I'm thinking of picking up another experiment because I've done my experiment.
So with that die, you can pick up that experiment.
Okay, not ideal.
Remember,
Okay.
you have your chameleon token.
And it's only one potency, is it?
It's one potency to pick up an experiment.
Yeah. Okay.
You going to go for it?
Yeah.
I can't follow that. Okay, that's somebody at the door. I'm just going to have to go down. Oh, do you want to get it?
Yeah, I'll get it.
Right. Just a quick note while Paul's going and getting the door. Even though Paul is out, if he still had reaction tokens left, he could still react, even though he's finished taking his normal actions.
Okay.
Okay?
These allowed reactions.
Yes.
So we can't go too much further with it.
No. Right. So you're done. So that dice goes on to the number 2 spot. I now take my action, and I am going to spend 1 potency to do a black transmutation, which is going to move this to here. I'm going to use mercury to do that, which moves me up on this track here. Okay, thank you. More stuff's arrived. And then I'm going to do an experiment. No, hang on. Undo that. I'm going to take that mercury back, and I'm going to move 1 down on here, because I'm actually going to use ether for doing it instead, which moves me up on there, and now I can do the experiment. So my experiment needs level 2 water, which I have. It needs me to spend a refined copper and a lead, which I have, and I have now done this experiment. So I get an ethereal die token, and also a wild transmutation. And I'm going to transmute that into gold. And I'm going to use that to do the wild transmutation. So that moves me up there. That then gets tucked in here. I am going to unlock this tile. I am going to put it here, and then I'm immediately going to flip it over and move 2 up on this track, getting myself a chameleon token. Right.
Okay.
And then
So-
you can react to that if you want to.
Yeah, well, I'm probably running out of time to react. So,
Mhm.
so remind me what the reactions were again.
Recharge an artifact.
Don't need to do
Take
that.
1 of that material. Take 1 of that essence.
Okay, so what is that material?
Lead.
Lead is this one, is it?
Yes.
Okay, I'll have may as well have one of those. Yeah.
Okay. So you react and you take a lead. And then that dice goes there, and this bonus token gets removed. There we go. So Paul, you skip your turn. Arthur, your 3rd die.
Okay, so I might as well take one of these wild die, as far as I can see.
So Soul Diver 66 is asking why the artifact spaces are colour coded. Personally, I don't think they should be, but I think the reason they are colour coded is to try and remind you that that matches with that. I think a line connecting that to that would have been easier. But yeah, I agree. They probably shouldn't have been colour coded.
So I might as well take one of these wild dice.
That's true, because you turn it to anything you want.
Yeah, but it retains its colour, I guess.
It retains its colour. Yeah, you can't change the colour.
Okay, so what symbol do I want? Maybe that thing.
Lead.
Oh,
Yeah, the lead and the tin look very similar.
tin, hopefully.
Okay.
Oh, and then I've got to do something. So this allows me to pick up tin?
Yeah.
So I can pick up 1 or 2, I guess.
Yeah.
But if I pick up 2, that's the end of my
It is.
round. I'll
Yeah.
pick up 1, I think.
Okay, so you get 1 tin. 1 raw tin. Right, I have to draft the die. And I'm now looking at... Oh no, that's interesting. I can do this experiment. Because I get a discount of 1 material. Oh, hello. Yeah. Whether I want to or not, I don't know. Is this a level 1 experiment? Wow, it is. Oh, that's hard, isn't it?
It's 7 points.
It's 7 points, and it's actually quite tasty. Tasty experiments. But then again, if I go with this,
Yeah.
do I completely try and? Oh, yeah. I'm
It's
looking at,
Yes, very.
because I'm thinking end game. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my my publication card.
The thing is, you need to know what you're going to do in your last turn before you start the game.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Right. So, here's what we're going to do. I think.
Well, Alistair seems to have got off to a better start than I did
Well, I
yesterday.
am mystified, let me tell
Well,
you.
yesterday I just went, I have no idea what to do. I don't even know what to do. It's the first action.
I can't even remember which symbol is which metal.
Right, I'm going to do this experiment. No, I'll draft the dice first. I'm tempted to take one of these two. So yeah, I'm going to take this one, potency 2, and then before I take my action, I'm going to do this experiment here. So the reason I can do this experiment is because I've unlocked one of the formula tiles, I get 1 discount. So I only need a refined mercury and a refined tin, and I've got 2 mastery already in water, so I can do that. I can totally do it. And I get 2 levels up and an ethereal die token. And my 2 levels up are going to be on this track. No? No, this track. I'm going to move that up as quick as I can. Right, that then gets tucked in there. Right, I then have my actual main action. Now, if I spend those 2 now, I will jump ahead of you in turn order next time, which I think
I'm entirely happy going last.
I think I might.
Yeah, it gives you time to think.
It depends if I want that experiment or not. I'm going to get time to pick it up. I am going to spend all 2. I'm going to spend both of those, and I am going to pick up 2 of this stuff. 2 tin. 2 raw tin. That goes on there. That is my 3rd dice complete. I go to there. Nobody can react to that because you've all spent. So it's your last action. And then we're done with round 1.
Right, one last action. Now, so I guess I want to do a transmutation. This is black dice, so I'm limited to working on the black lines. So that would be legal, I guess.
Okay.
Is that legal?
What's
No.
that? No.
So how do you do that?
From lead.
Oh, so it has to. So this means that's not a valid part. That bar.
Correct. That,
Yeah.
Forget that bar. It does not
Okay.
exist.
Anyway, it's probably good enough for my purposes. So.
Mohammed has got a transmutation rules query, which I'm just looking up.
Hmm.
But you can carry on.
Okay, so I will transmute, which is 1 potency. That goes to there. I have to use an essence to do that.
Okay, right. Yes, thank you. So, slight correction on one of the things that I said. When you perform multiple transmutations, they've got to be the same material, but they can come from
Either location.
either raw or refined or combined.
Right, I thought that was kind of obvious because you said you could treat the refined as not
Sort
refined.
of, yeah.
So
Yeah, but no. I specifically said they have to come from
Yeah.
one physical place, but that's not
Right.
quite true. Yeah.
because you can treat them as coming from below.
Yeah.
Okay, I shall use salt for this transmutation.
Okay, so you move up
I'm
one
good.
on this track.
And then I think I can do what you just did, which is because I've got this
A discount of 1.
I've got this.
Yeah, so if you pop the cubes onto the card, which you find useful, so that goes on there. That goes on there.
Oh, I need 4.
Yeah.
Oh, but I still got it.
You got the lead,
So I just haven't got that.
and you've got level 3 mastery in water.
Yeah,
So that's done.
Good.
And the bonus is
something I probably can't use.
a wild transmutation, and then turn 2 raw materials into the refined materials.
Pick up more.
Vince is here. Hello,
more
Vince.
ingredients. So wild transmutation.
Yes.
Do you have to pay an essence for that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As normal.
So there's a
Sulfur. So you move up on the sulfur track.
and then this lives up here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's my 3rd dice.
Okay, and we are done. So we do the end of the round stuff, which is these all clear. Everybody recharges your artifacts.
Recharge your
right,
reaction
so-
tokens.
Ah, yeah. So when I did that transmutation,
You should have
this
got that.
You should have got that,
trigger.
yeah.
What
Yeah.
does it do?
A wild transmutation and an essence and an ethereal die token.
Okay, so ethereal die token is
Yeah, one of
that
those.
thing, and they let you adjust the dice potency.
Up by 1.
And
A wild
I can't do
transmutation.
that 'cause I haven't got any
Essence,
essences.
correct. Yeah. So,
but I could flip that,
yeah, you can flip that to get to essence.
which I will do.
Okay.
So I'll flip that for one of those.
Yeah.
And,
And then the other one that you spend.
salt, which I
They
spend.
spend to move up on that
Yeah.
track. Right. Done. So that's flipped. Your formula tile is flipped.
Yeah. And this is also.
It is flipped, but
It
it
is
now
flipped.
recharges.
Yeah.
So recharge your reaction tokens. Okay, we get rid of the remaining level 1 experiments from here. We get the level 2 experiments, and if you can deal a level 2 experiment onto each of those spaces. And we get 6 level 2 artifacts. Now, I mentioned some of these artifacts have 2 icons on. Remember, these icons are used for publications at the end of the game. There we go. So that's that. That's that. What else happens at the end of the round? Oh, these markers are supposed to slide up. I think that's it. I think that's all that happens at the end of the round. I'm just going to double check. End of the
I
round.
believe so.
Artifacts. If this was the 3rd round, carry on. Remove all face-up artifacts. Replace the current artifacts. Draw 6 new ones. Remove the experiments. Replace the current experiment deck. Add 1 new experiment. Change turn order. And then the dice. So here we go again. Give me your dice. Dices. Right, what have we got? So, let's get all of the iron first. Black, 2 red, and a white. That's the iron. Yeah, that's the iron. Right, let's get the wild. 2 wild, 3 wild. Right, lead is the sickle. Mercury, 4 mercury. And we have 2 tin. We have no copper.
I don't think I'd like to introduce this game to a non-gamer.
No, definitely not.
It is not a gateway game.
No, right. We've done the dice, so we're starting round 2. Turn order is now anti-clockwise, or sorry, counterclockwise from Hull.
Well, that's painful. Because I don't have a chameleon token and there's something out there I want, but I can't take. Oh, I could do it like that.
And we have the level 2 experiments in play, and the level 2 artifacts in play.
Okay, I could do that, but I think what I'll be doing is taking that. Ooh,
Ooh,
yeah, I think it's got to be 4. So where am I on that track? I need 1. One of them. So let's take 2 mercury.
Carl's got to go. Thank you very much for joining in. We'll catch you later on.
Or do I want to get away with 1? No, let's take 2. There we go.
So you've used 2 potency to take 2 mercury,
I
so
have.
we can react to that if we want to. And I think I am going to react to it, and I'm going to take a mercury myself. Because I need mercury. It's me next, isn't
Yeah.
it? Right. So, I'll just keep saying single words to delay things while I think.
Yeah, I would talk, but that would just distract you.
There is a rule, isn't there, that don't talk to the player whose turn it is.
Yeah.
But Well, obviously, because I'm greedy, I'm leaning towards the 4.
Mm-hmm. Seems like a plan.
And because there is a thing that I want there, I'm going to take this. I am going to use one of my ethereal die tokens and make it a 5. So I have 5 potency in iron, and I am going to spend 3 of it to take this one. Which, as per the new rules that we now understand,
Goes anywhere.
it can go anywhere. And I'm going to put it there, and I immediately get a raw tin, a raw mercury, and a raw iron as a bonus for taking it. And then that gets replaced by a new one. Look at that. And that is me done with my first action. You can react to it if you want to.
No. So what does that new one do?
This one, it refreshes one of your reaction tokens and... No, sorry. It refreshes one of your reaction tokens per fire experiment that you have completed. I believe.
That's not the time for me then.
No, per fire artifact that you have. Yeah, that's the artifact symbol. But I think that counts as 2. No. Not sure. Not clear. Oliver's here. Hello, Oliver. Thank you for popping in. Our brains have not quite melted yet.
Mine has.
You played it yesterday.
Yeah, I know. I made a mistake in the first round.
Okay.
I kind of feel like you should be flipping these every round if you can, and I didn't flip that one. I just felt like a mistake.
My go, I guess. Yeah.
Your go. Draft a die.
Well, I don't see any reason not to draft the one.
Yeah.
One.
Turn it into whatever
Well, that's
whatever side you want.
It's a more interesting question. So, if I want to draft another one of these blue cards, I need it to be this symbol.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you turn it into iron, so it's 3 red iron. You can make it 4 if you wanted to.
I will make it 4, I guess.
Okay. Not that one. That one.
And then I get to spend it. So pick up
Is 1 potency.
One potency.
One potency.
And I will pick up.
The level 1 or the level 2?
That one's easier, isn't it? Much
The level 1 is much easier.
Yeah, pick up level 1.
Okay. Now, because you've picked up a level 1 experiment, and we are currently in round 2, it does not get replaced.
Okay.
But if you took the level 2 one, it would get replaced. Reacting to that. I'm not going to.
That was red.
Red.
Yeah,
Iron.
yeah, no.
Okay, you'll go. Oliver saying it looks like a complex game. It is.
It is, definitely.
It is a complex game.
So, 2 white,
2 transmutations of
2
mercury,
transmutations of mercury
Using
those 2.
2 salts, which moves you 2 up on.
The track
This
I get a
track.
bonus. Yeah.
So you move 1 up on any of the tracks.
Yeah. I think I move 1 up on the water track.
This one.
That one, yeah.
Okay.
That flips.
Yeah.
I'll get 2 ether, please. The wheels, Arthur. 2 of the wheels.
2 wagon wheels.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm going to react to that. Unfortunately, I can't get there quickly enough, but I am going to react to it because you did a white transmutation, didn't you?
I did a white transmutation.
So I'm going to do a white transmutation. I'm going to use sulfur to move up here, and the transmutation I'm going to do is along here, which activates this, which gets me one of them, and one of them. Flip. So there was a thing in the chat earlier on from Mohammed that suggested, rather than flipping these over, you actually tap them so that you can still see what's on here.
Yeah, makes
It's
sense.
a good suggestion. I'm not
Yeah.
going to do it today.
Yeah. I'm happy knowing. I know what's
I know
on
what
there
that
anyway.
is,
Yeah,
yeah.
I know anyway.
Right. That was my reaction. Do you want to react to Paul's thing?
So I could I pick up an essence with that?
You could pick up mercury
Which is an essence.
and a material.
Oh,
Depending.
so I can spend these
That is an
to do
essence.
a transmutation.
You
as
can.
well.
Only that one.
Yeah. I know.
Only mercury.
Yeah.
That's this track here.
Yeah, I think I will do that actually. I'll pick up a mercury.
And if you thought this game was complex now, you should have seen what it was like when it was first, before it got into development. It was even crazier. Right, that was your go. So that die goes to the 1 spot. And now it's me. So I have 2 potency left. And I think I'm going to take an experiment. I'm going to take this one. So I'm going to spend one
Didn't Arthur just react to me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're going anti-clockwise.
Oh, of course. Well,
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I'm going to spend 1 potency and I'm going to take that.
Yeah.
And that does get replaced because that was a level 2 experiment.
Yeah.
Done. If anybody wants to react to that, they can.
Possibly.
Iron. No, I don't think so.
Your go.
Right. I think I need some essence. So this would allow me to pick up any essence.
Any, but if you take multiple in the same turn, it has to be the same.
Yeah, I think I'm going to pick up 2. No, 1. I'll pick up 1 essence.
1 essence, and what would you like? So you can
I
take
would like, yeah.
sulfur, salt, ether, or mercury.
All right. Where am I not?
You are, well, yeah, it depends what you're trying to do. Oh, are you going for your
Yeah,
publication of
probably
equal
want that. So I probably want this one.
mercury?
Mercury, but I've got
Yeah.
quite a lot of mercury anyway. Triangles.
sulfur?
Yeah.
Okay,
Sulfur.
so that was your go.
Mhm.
I can't react to that because I'm all out of reactions tokens.
Reacting to. No, I don't think I want to react to that for a minute.
Okay.
I'm going to run out of reactions in a minute, and nobody's doing the right colour.
I've used mine already.
Okay, so no. So who's just gone? Arthur.
Arthur's just gone, so it's you.
So it's really annoying because that puts that up. I got to get there first. So
Choosing your second die. Potency 3, black mercury.
One black transmutation. That
Using
using no way of getting up there. There's a bonus.
Oh, this should have gone.
What does that give me? Yeah, that doesn't help. So using that,
so you move up on this track
so I move up on that track,
Yep. and you get that artifact.
and I get
So either refined copper or
I know what I'm
refined
taking.
tin.
Because it feels that one then basically.
Okay.
So
Can you do that?
I've completed this one.
So you can do that experiment. 2 up on the fire track.
So that and that.
Yep.
And 2 up on the fire track. So I get 1 up on the fire track.
Benefit is 1 up on the fire track.
And
I'm going to move down a little bit.
that tucks in there.
Yep. Unlocking one of your 2 formula tiles.
And I think it'll have to be that one. And I think it's going to have to go there.
Okay. And can you do that one as well?
I can do that one as well.
Do you want to?
Yeah, well, I don't see why not.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was the point of flipping that to do that. And 2 up on there. I get 2 materials of my choice.
2 raw materials of your
So
choice.
I'll put one of those back, and then I'll put these down here and decide in a second.
Yep.
When it's not my turn.
That goes in there.
So that goes in there, and I get one of these, which I believe will be that one, which goes in there, which gets me.
That's going to refresh both of your tokens that you've not spent.
Yeah,
Why don't you put it there?
because I really want that. But yeah. See, how am I going to get gold to do that? Well, let's put it there. Well, that still refreshes one.
No, it gets you a new one.
Oh, it gets you a new one,
Yep.
doesn't it? No, I was thinking that refreshed one. And it gets me
Two
two ethereal dice tokens,
There you go.
which is quite nice.
Yeah. And you can flip either of those over if you want to.
I don't want to.
Okay. And you've got 2 raw materials for doing the experiment.
And I've got 2 raw materials.
Have you done a main action? Because they were your free actions. Yeah, you did a main
I did a
action.
main
You did
action to
transmute.
get the stuff to do.
Did you want to
do
react to
those.
Paul's black transmutation? Right, okay. Wow, we've got loads of stuff now.
Let's go in there.
Right, I'm going to do some combo. Since you've just done a whole load of combo stuff, I'm jealous. So I'm going to do some. I am going to spend a gold to unlock this, which I am going to put here, which immediately gets me a gold and 2 silver. Then I'm going to flip that over to get another gold. Right, just because I can. Then if I wanted to, I could spend that 2 gold, actually buy another one. Oh wow, yeah. I can totally do that. Let's do that. Okay, yeah, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to spend 2 gold now, and I'm going to buy this one, which I'm going to put here, and that immediately gets me another reaction token. I'm going to flip that over to refresh these 2 reaction tokens, and I get 2 new publications. I haven't taken an action yet. 2 new publications. Oh wow. I add them to my hand, and now I discard any one. Oh. Oh, well that changes things. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of that one. Okay, and my actual action is going to be less spectacular than that. It is going to be... What am I going to do next turn? Why don't I buy that?
Well, while you're thinking, I'm going to react.
Okay, yeah, you can react to what I'm actually doing. Yeah.
Seeing as I've now got 3 tokens, I probably want to go and use that.
I am just going to get an essence. I'm going to get a thing. Now, what thing do I want? I'm going to take a mercury. Because I haven't got enough of it. There we go. And that then goes to there. And that is me done. You've reacted to that.
I'm not.
Okay, and it's your go. John's here. Hello, John. And Mohammed is saying the complexity here lives in maximising the usage of your die based on potency, colour and symbol. You can easily shoot yourself in the foot in this game.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so I can use 2 potency to pick up 2 iron.
You can.
Right.
Yep.
So I will do that. 2 iron. 1 refined.
I'm going to react to that, since I have fully refreshed reaction tokens. And you use the red die, so I'm going to do a red transmutation using 1 mercury as the essence, which moves me up on that track there.
I'm going to react.
Okay, you'll go.
Yeah. What am I doing with that?
Right, I now know what I need at the end of the game, and yeah, that's a lot. How am I going to get this? I'm not. Wow.
That's hard to get.
Yeah.
Oh no, 1 discount is not that hard to get actually. You wish you reacted differently. Never mind. Let's take
Oh.
1 black transmutation
Mm-hmm.
to move that one to there. Wheel.
So you move up on this track.
Yeah. Put that in that thing. Please.
I'm not reacting to that.
Nope.
So my go. I'm going to draft a die, and I'm going to take. Oh, what I want is not there. Org. This is my second die, so I've still got a die left after this one. Oh, but the thing's there, he's not the right colour. Ah. But if I take that one... so much going on. Okay, I'm going to take this, which is 3 potency. I'm going to spend all 3 potency to take this one.
Yeah.
Which I am going to put. This is the one I got yesterday. I'm going to put it in exactly the same place. So I don't have to put it in red, but I'm going to. I immediately get 2 spaces up on the fire track, and I get 3 points. Hey, winning. Done. If anybody wants to react to that, they can.
That one.
I've missed your early comment. If you exhaust an artifact on your board, tap it 45 degrees instead of flipping it. Yes, no, I saw that and I did mention
I'm
it. But
going to react.
we're not going to do that just for this playthrough. But it's a good idea.
I'm not high enough on that track. I'm not, am I?
What?
Might not do that. I'm not reacting.
You can't react and take an experiment. That's not one of the things you can do.
Right, okay. Fine. Good job. Because I want to do it anyway.
You'll go.
Right, I need to draw the dice.
Oh, need a new artifact here.
So, again, I might as well take that wild dice. But what do I want it to be? Probably that. And then I will take, is this copper, is it?
That is copper.
I'll have a copper then.
Well, if you've taken a copper, I'm going to react, and I'm going to take a copper. Would you like a copper? Okay.
No, I don't think so, thank you.
You'll go.
My go. So I was going to take one of those, but I've just realised they're black. And I've got no discounts on black, and I'm not sure I want black. So, what can I do with it that's useful? Could transmute that.
So I can react with a black transmutation?
I'm going to do exactly the same.
And that will trigger. Oh, I have to spend an essence, but that's fine. So I'll spend a
Oh yeah, I want to do that.
sulphur, is it?
So to move up on this track.
Yeah, I'm going to do a black transmutation as well.
And does that trigger this?
So we're all doing the same. We're all doing a black transmutation. You move
Yeah.
up on this track,
Yeah.
and I'm going to spend that to also move up on this track.
Okay, and this moves you up on any track?
Any track, but you have to spend essence. It's a wild transmutation. The triple arrow is a transmutation.
Oh, okay.
Whereas I've moved past this.
So it's one
Which gets me
wild
2 sulphur.
one wild transmutation.
Yes.
Okay, so I will do that
Using.
using mercury.
Yep. So you move up on this one.
Yeah, and this is a
An ethereal die token.
ethereal die token, which is the one that boosts.
Yep. Boost potency when you draft a dice.
Okay, now when I did that wild transmutation, does that also trigger this?
Yeah.
Which is 2 times a transmute.
2 raw materials turn into the refined version of it.
But they have to be the same.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Exchange one raw material for one refined material of the same type twice. So it can be two different ones. Yeah, you do the thing twice.
Okay, super. And then these both have been used, so they're both well refitting.
Yeah, right. So whose go was that?
That was my go.
Which we both reacted to.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Right,
right.
I'm going to take a third dice, and I need to do a red transmutation. So I'm going to be taking a red dice. What else do I want to do? I don't know. I'm going to need some of that at some point. Yeah. Oh boy. There's so much. So I'm going to take this one. I'm going to put it here on the 2 potency. And I'm going to spend 1 potency to do 1 transmutation up that track. Using sulfur as the essence, which moves this up to here. And then because I've moved up that, I go 2 up on the fire track. And I get 3 points.
I think I'll use that with my reaction.
I will be reacting.
Yeah.
Doing that.
Spending
Spending that.
wheel.
Yeah. Let me put that in
Move up to
the tray, please.
Okay.
Me, is it?
Round 2's almost over. I don't feel like I've done anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's going to take 3 hours. Oh, maybe time is passing quickly, I don't know.
Third round will slow down.
Those 2
'cause-
extra dice in only 2 player, I think, made
Yeah.
the game go on quite a bit longer yesterday.
Right, I want to complete an experiment.
Okay.
Um,
Level 2 water mastery. Check.
yeah.
And you get a discount of 1 thing.
Yeah, so I think I'll take that as a that as a disc. No, I'll take one of the mercury. We find mercury as a discount, so,
Okay.
so I'll take one of those and one of those to pay for it.
Yep. So you
Uh,
get 2 mastery improvements and an ethereal die token. What
Yeah.
would you like to move up on?
I would like sulfur
Yeah, I thought you would.
and mercury.
Oh, 1 of each. Okay. You're not going to go for the...
Oh, that blends into the border. Then you
Yeah,
can see it.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So if you do that, you get that.
Yeah, that's a reward. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I genuinely couldn't see that.
Yeah, it's the ones that look blank to you.
No, I couldn't even see the.
Oh, right,
can't see
okay.
the tile.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Now, can I get 2 of them? No, I can't.
Tucks in.
So if nobody's reacting to that, we'll remove that tile. Just beat me to it. You taking your 3rd die?
Is it me, is it?
It is you.
Sorry, I thought it was you.
No.
I'm losing track of the turn order. My 3rd die, I believe, is going to be that one.
I'm not sure I even took an action there.
Oh, hang on.
I think all I did was.
You're right.
did
You're
the
right.
experiment.
You just did an experiment.
Sorry, Paul.
That's all right.
Paul. Yeah, so I'll just pick up some raw materials.
So copper? Okay. I can't react to that. You can't react to that. So now it's your go. And that dice goes to the 2 potency.
Do I want to make it 3? Probably not. For a minute. So I will use one of them to take that. That's correct. Link, is it?
Yep.
Yeah.
And is that a level 2? It is.
That is a level 2.
Get a new one. Any more?
That's
All done?
well. That's all I can do, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a
I
whole
can't
action.
react to that. So I've got 1 potency left of 1 die. And there really isn't that much I can do. So I am just going to take 1 lead. And I am done. So take a lead, I'm done, and I'm out, and I'll be first player in the final round.
Me?
Yep.
All right, so
I know.
So if I've got this right, I can take a dice, I can use this to increase the potency of the dice, I can only use one.
Only use one of them, yeah.
And I can use this to make the dice whatever I want.
Before you do the action.
Oh, so
It
then
temporarily-
It then reverts.
Yeah. You don't physically change the die, it just...
Okay.
I have no idea how I'm going to do that.
All right. Well, I'll try. I feel about draft dice because the rules require me to do.
You
to
must,
do so.
yes.
And the obvious spots are there and
I
there.
should probably have spent that then. At a point at the end.
There are points at the end.
Okay. I think I'm going to take this red dice.
Yep.
I'm going to spend the potency.
So 3 potency red die. And what you going to do with it?
So I want to pick up an experiment. Now normally that would restrict me to here. Is
Here.
that right? But
Yeah.
I can use the.
You could use your chameleon token to... yeah.
Because I want to pick up that.
Okay. So chameleon token to temporarily turn that iron into...
And is that a potency?
It's 1 potency to pick up, yeah. Every main action is at least 1 potency. No reactions left.
No reactions left. You're out.
I is out.
So should I do that? I think I probably should do that. No idea whether I can do it though, that's the trouble. No. I should take... Oops. I should take 1 tin.
And you're done? I'm already done. It's your final action or 2 actions.
Oh, screw
Whatever you
myself
want to
up.
do.
Right. So I can't get. I don't get a discount on that because that applies the blue only. Doesn't
Correct, yeah.
It? Bummer. I think I'm going to pick up at least 1 essence token.
Yeah, you can have anything you want.
And a mercury. So that was an action.
Yep.
Back to me again.
Back to you again.
I'll just pick up an iron. Then.
Okay. Right, and we are done. So, end of round 2. Artifacts clear. We're going to get some new ones. Level 1 experiments that are still in the game, they disappear. We get some level 3 experiments. Deal them out in a random order. Okay, they go there. Turn order resets. We get some level 3 artifacts, which are pretty powerful from what I remember.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, and then dice. Give me
These reset.
your dice. Yes, artifacts reset, reaction tokens reset, and we're ready for round 3. Okay. Okay, so wild ones. We've got a red and a black there. Any other wilds? Yeah, we've got a white and another white. Okay, copper. Yeah, those 2. And that one. And that one.
Oh yeah.
Right.
No.
Lead. 3 red lead. 2 white mercury. 2 black tin. And no iron. Not even any old iron.
Oh, that's a bit of
Just
a
none.
That's a bit of a nightmare.
Excellent.
Right. Are we ready for round 3? Me first. Right. Gosh. Well, I think I'm taking a wild one. Just which wild one is it going to be? Right, I'm just looking at my publications and making sure that I've got everything that I need. Okay, I haven't got anything. So I've got that. I need one of those. How do I get one of those? We got that, and then that's that sorted. To get this one, I need them. How do I get them? Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
This is the last round, right?
This is the last round.
This is the last round. I've no idea how I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
Not the faintest idea how I'm going to do this.
No, I'm totally going to do this. This is fine. It's all good. It's all good.
Three. I need.
Yeah, it's all fine. So I'm going to take this one. Okay, it's potency 4, but I'm going to make it 5. No, I'm not. I'm going to keep it at 4, and I'm going to turn it into no idea. The no idea element. It's very special and rare. I think I'm going to turn it into iron. Oh, no, because no, I know what I need to do. Okay. I need to turn it into copper. Right, and then I am going to take an experiment before somebody else does. And it's going to be that one. Okay. Done, unless anybody wants to react to that. And the designer has popped in. Hi Danielle, thank you for joining in.
Oh dear, this is hard.
Yeah.
This
is now my third game.
This seems so much harder than yesterday.
I'm at the point where I can now enjoy this game because I've been through the brain melty learning curve.
What can I get from those? I need one of those.
What do
I
you need?
haven't got enough. So I need one of those 3 with the clouds on.
Yeah. This has got double clouds.
Yeah, I don't need double clouds really. Kind of irrelevant. What's that one there
This
doing?
one
Yeah.
is you'll get an essence
Yeah.
for every fire experiment you've done or water experiment.
It's not great. Not great now. And it's white.
It is a white artifact, yes.
So let's take that.
Mm-hmm. Potency 4.
Potency 5.
5. Okay.
Get rid of that for me, please. Spend 3 of them.
Yeah, take this.
Take that one.
Okay, so you get the bonus on it immediately, which for you is 1 essence.
Yeah. Where am I putting it?
Where are you putting it indeed? Ooh! That changes absolutely everything.
Pass me a wheel, please, Arthur.
What am I going to do?
Thank you.
Right, reacting to that. I am. Yeah, I'm going to react to it and take copper. Because I need a copper. Okay.
Is it my go?
It's your go.
Mm-hmm.
So let's make it mirror, but I'm going to take a black dice, potency 4. And I'm going to make it lead. I think that's, no, yes, that's, no, it's not lead.
Lead is like the number 5, tin is like the number 2.
Okay. That's not a bad way
That's
to
lead.
do it. Yeah, that's what I want.
Yep. So lead, potency 4, black.
Yeah. And then I'm going to use it to pick up some essence, I think. So I want to pick up one of these. That's just one.
Yeah, one of those for some salt.
Which is it?
Yeah. And I'm going to react to that. And I'm going to do a black transmutation. And I'm going to use sulfur to do that transmutation, which moves me up on this track. And I'm going to transmute that to there, which does this, which is going to get me 2 more sulfur. There you go. Are you going to follow? Sorry, react?
Yes. I am going to react. I'm going to take 1 lead.
Okay, my go. I'm going to spend 3 potency in buying this artifact here, because I desperately need it. I'm going to put it there. I get 3 points immediately. 1, 2, 3, and silver. Done. If anybody wants to react to that, they can. It was a white copper.
I'm going to react,
Yeah, tile should have been replaced.
It should have been replaced, thank you.
and I'm going to do that.
A white transmutation.
White transmutation. I'm going to spend a ether.
Ether to move up on here.
Can you get rid of that for me, please, Arthur? What am I on there now? 5.
You are level 5 on
Okay,
the water track.
that's fine.
Kent is here from Icarus Must Burn. Thank you for joining in, Ken.
That's me done. That's my reaction to
That's your reaction to my go.
your go.
Yeah. So it's your go.
So it's now my go.
Yep.
So my go is going to be a white transmutation to there, which flips that
Using what essence?
using that essence.
Yeah.
Can you get rid of that for me, please, Arthur? So I am now on 6.
Yeah.
Um,
What do you get for flipping your artifact?
2 wheels, please, Arthur. Sorry, might as well not have given you that one to get rid of.
2 ether.
2 ether.
Yeah.
At the end of the game, I may know what things are called, possibly.
Then I'm going to spend that.
Yeah. To unlock a formula.
Long time to do it though. Okay, let's spend that to unlock a formula, which is going to be that one. No, actually, yeah, that one.
Okay. Where's it going to go in your stone?
It's going to go there.
So that refreshes
That refreshes.
2 reaction tokens and
reactions.
gets you 3 raw materials.
It does. Which are going to be 2 lead, and 1 tin. Then I'm going to flip that
To draw 2 publications.
so that there's no point in saving that because it's better to
Yeah.
know now.
While you're doing that, I'm going to react to that
Okay.
and do a white
Yeah.
transmutation using mercury as the essence, which moves me up there, which moves me up there, to do that, which flips this over and gets me one of them, one of them, one of them. I've got a bit too many things.
Yeah, I'd need 1 more of them. I think that the thing that I'm most likely to get is that. I don't think I'm very likely to get either of them, to be honest, but let's get rid of that one. So that was that. I'm also going to flip while I'm at it, that one for 2 more wheels, please, Arthur. And I might as well flip that one for 2 ethereal dice tokens.
Yeah.
Then
You're going to do an
complete
experiment.
That one.
So, what
So
do you need?
that-
Level 6 water.
That.
Check.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a discount.
And with the discount,
Okay,
which
and
is why I had to
and
do
what
that
do you get?
first. So I get 2 up on that track.
Which is there.
Yeah.
Which is a chameleon token.
Which is a
and
chameleon.
an ethereal token.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you took that underneath, and that unlocks that.
Which goes.
Yeah, talk about one thing chaining another thing, which then chains another thing.
Yeah, I'm not going to get any more of these off though, like I did yesterday.
Yeah, Rainer is apparently not very well and on holiday, so yeah, not a good combination of things. Otherwise, I think he would be joining us.
Just leave that like that for a minute.
Are you done?
No. Because now I'm flipping that.
For 2 wild transmutations.
Which is going to do that.
Using what, 2 essences?
2 of those.
2 wheels, moving you 2 up on here.
Yeah.
I'm going to get rid of that now because none of us can get close.
Yeah. I am done with those 2.
And flipping that.
I'm flipping that.
Which is 1 essence.
Which is 1 essence. Which I think. 1, 2.
Oliver's got to go. Thank you very much, Oliver, for joining in.
Let's have a. I'm going to have a mercury.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you're done. Longest turn ever. Right.
Yeah, it was quite a long turn.
Meanwhile, over at Gripper's house.
What was your game? Oh, playing Cannibal.
No, that was last round. This round we are
Okay.
back to original turn
Man, I've
order.
got less time to think about my turn.
You do.
Right, so I'm inclined to pick up one of these artifacts.
Yep.
So the black dice would limit me to picking up those. What would I do?
Which one? This one?
The 2 black ones.
So let's just check the iconography. It looks like you can basically convert essences into victory points up to 3. So yeah, up to 3 essences convert up into 2 victory points each.
And the other?
And this one is refresh one of your reaction tokens, move 1 up on the air mastery track, and do a wild transmutation.
Okay, maybe I should hold off on doing that one. In which case, I need some lead. So I'll pick up some lead.
So take 1 lead. Okay, I can't react to that because I'm all spent on reaction tokens.
I can react. Yeah, this is painful. I want to do that to get that. I don't need that.
Oh dear, I've got all of these to do.
Let's do that because I can.
Okay. Using.
Because I need to get up to 11 on there. Is that? Am I on 11?
You're on
now?
11 now.
Okay.
Oh, well, that should have gone as well.
On my turn, I can actually do my end of game.
Well, your masterpiece experiment. Nice.
Yeah.
I can't. Not at all.
Not this.
Right, I need.
Whether I want to is another matter.
I need red stuff. So I'm going to take.
That was his reaction.
That was me
to
reacting to
me.
Arthur.
To your go, so it's my go, and I don't have a dice, so I'm going to take this one. It's going to be on 3 potency, but I'm going to increase it to 4 potency. I am then going to spend 2 of that potency to do 2 transmutations. Which will both be this. transmuting raw iron into silver using 2 mercury as the essence, which moves me up 2 spaces on that track. Then, because I passed over this artifact, I get 3 more points and another silver. Is that too many? No, it's fine. And then that flips. Okay, there we go.
So I want to react to that, and if you...
Feel free. It's a
I-
red lead.
So I can do a red transmutation.
You can do a red transmute.
Which is that, which costs an essence.
What essence would you like to use? Salt. So you move up here.
And that triggers this.
Yep.
Which gives me 2.
2 upgrades.
So I can upgrade that to that.
Yeah, and your mercury to
Okay.
that flips that.
I'm probably reacting. I'm just trying to work things out because I need one more thing in a square box that's not currently in a. You've got black dice, which is not going to help me unless I react now and take a lead.
Yeah, you can take a lead. Right. Your go.
Still doesn't help me because now it's my go and I've got to do something white. That's fine. So the white thing will be a transmutation in white from there to there
Using that.
using that.
And using what essence?
Don't think it matters because I don't really know. Well, it's 7 more. It's 7
Yeah,
points.
and it's another one of those icons.
Yeah, but I
Okay.
don't think they're much. I'll get it.
Okay. You need it.
Yeah. So get rid of that for me, please.
So there is a rule that I've just remembered, which I read this morning and I didn't know yesterday. And I'll just double check it. I think if you move up beyond here, you get 1 point.
You said that yesterday.
Did I say it
You
yesterday?
said it
Right.
yesterday.
So if you ever move beyond the track, you get 1 point.
No danger of that.
Yeah.
Not this game.
Right, and then I can do that, I believe.
Oh, right. Okay. So you need 11 water mastery. Yeah. You got 3 refined copper, a refined iron, and
Discount 2.
discount of 2. Done.
So I get 3 things in square boxes turn into gold.
Nice.
So,
And then you took that in.
tuck that in. Not that much left to do here, have I? So I guess I should spend 2 of those. It's got to be, hasn't it? On that one, which goes there. Which gets me 2 silver.
Another publication.
Another publication, so I draw 2.
Draw 2. Add them to your hand, and then throw any one away.
Well, I don't think it makes a lot of difference. I might as well throw that one away. I still only really did one of them. The one I started the game with, I think. Then I can do 2 wild transmutations, except I can't. Because I don't think.
Don't flip the tile just yet then.
I could do one of them and one of them, but I don't know whether it's really that useful to me. Yeah, that'll be me done.
Where did your gold just go? You had 3 gold a minute ago. Did you just spend it?
I spent it, but I didn't
Oh,
put it
you
in
didn't
the
put it in
box.
the box. Right. Okay, so you're done. That dice goes to there.
Yeah.
Arthur.
Right. I think I've completed another experiment.
So you need level 3 fire, which you've got.
Mercury,
Yeah.
and a silver.
So, done. So the bonus is 1 up on the fire track.
And that goes in this.
Yep. The ready pinky one. Get an ethereal die token.
Yeah.
And it unlocks one of those.
Right. So this is obviously a gold.
That's a gold.
And that is
2 wild
which
transmutations.
I couldn't use immediately, but maybe I'll use it. But I need the gold anyway, so I'll take that.
Yeah.
Putting it in there.
So that completes that column,
Yeah.
which gets you 2 of those.
Yeah.
And also whatever's printed at the bottom.
2 silver.
2 silver. Okay. And then you can flip the tile over for a gold if you wanted to.
Yeah, may as well. No brainer. And then I've still got to think what I'm doing.
Yeah.
That was all free.
That's all free stuff.
Hmm. Right. So I could do that transformation, which. Sorry, I just consult my. What I'm trying to
need
get
to
to
do this.
card.
If I don't do this, I'll be a fool.
I don't need any of that, no.
Hmm.
I need that. Okay. So what have I got? I'm picking up lead. I'm picking up.
I need a dice that's black and red. It's alright, I got a chameleon.
Okay, I'm going to.
We're all okay.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Essence
Now
is
I'm
what I'm short
regretting
of.
not picking up.
So I can't pick up. Oh, I can pick up essence. So I pick up
Yeah.
2 essences.
So you get 2 salt
Yeah.
for that. I can't react to that. Do you want to react to it, Paul? Black salt?
No.
Okay, my go. I'm going to do 1 transmute along a red track.
Is it curious you can pile up so many of these
Yeah.
potency things and you're only going to have so many dice in the
Yeah.
game?
I'm going to spend 1 of those to do that, which moves me up to there. I've moved over this, which means I get 3 points. And I move 2 up on the fire track. And then that flips over, and I now have 3 gold. Do I want to buy a thing with that 3 gold? I think I do. Yeah, I think.
Water, water, fire. That's a shame, isn't it? Got fire, fire, water.
Yeah, I think I'm going to spend 3 gold. And I'm going to buy. This one. This one. Okay? And I'm going to put it there. But I'm not going to flip it just yet.
What symbol's on your dice?
Mine, it is lead.
So I'm going to react to that.
Mm-hmm.
Which is this one.
Yeah. Anybody else reacting to it? You'll go, Paul.
I've
Graph your
I've got to
second
spend
dice.
that and go up on that track, please.
What did you do?
I did it.
Oh, you
Red
reacted by.
transmutation.
Okay.
My go.
Right.
I really need to complete a black contract
Yeah,
somehow.
I've got 3 experiments here that I need to be
So I
doing.
got that. I can't spend the gold on that and that. That's the trouble. How far am I up on the mountain track? I'm only on
Mountain,
2.
you're on 2.
That's no use whatsoever. 8 on that track, but how am I ever going to do that and that and that and get the gold to buy another one of them? 2 discount there. Oh, I could possibly get one of them. Yeah, the silvers. got to be discounted. So I'd have to have one of them, which can't all be done with one dice. I've got one chameleon token.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take. So I need to get one of them as well. I don't know. Let's take that.
I don't know what I should have done.
I need it in red and I need it in black. That's the trouble.
Good job, you got lots of reaction tokens left.
Yeah, I used all mine so early.
Let's take that in red.
What potency would you like? 3 or 4?
4, obviously.
And pop it on the floor. Okay. And what are you going to do?
I have no idea.
No, I'm just going to have to do this because it's really bugging me the fact that
Sorry. I'm going to do.
one of his Isaac Newton tiles was lying on its side. One of yours is on its side as well, and one's upside down. Shocking.
I'm not OCD.
I'm the kind of person who goes into other people's houses and puts the painting straight on the wall while they're not
That'll
looking.
get me a wheel.
What will? If you use that as essence, it will get you an ether essence, yes.
Don't think that helps much. I might as well just spend that mercury that's there. 1 mercury to go up on that track with the mercury.
So you're doing a red
I'm doing a red mat transmutation to do that.
to move that to there.
And then I'm going to spend those 3.
3 gold to buy another formula tile.
Which I think is going to be.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, I could do that to refresh 2 of them, see?
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to do that. Is that going to let me take that one? 7. Where am I on there? That's 5 and they'll be there. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Chameleon tile to change it. Go up to on the fire track where I'm currently on 5. Yeah, I'm going to take that one, which pushes me up. 1 on the water track, which I believe gets me 1 point.
So you move up on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you get a point.
1 on the fire track.
Yeah.
Then 2 on any track of my choice, which is going to be the fire track.
Getting you an ethereal die token.
And I think they need to go in there.
Yep.
That's me done.
Okay, so I'm going to remove this bonus tile because nobody else is going to get it.
I'm going to react to that to pick up a.
Oh, I got that.
Iron, is that iron? I think so.
Which is.
That is copper.
Oh, copper. That's
So I get 1
Mercury.
mercury and 1
essence.
essence of anything, which I think at this point might as well be a salt, please. The blue circle.
Blue circle with a line through it. You done?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Me, is it?
Yeah.
Right, need to draft a dice.
You do.
Might as well take one of these wild dice. Oh, if it's the right colour. Yeah. Oh, it isn't. Great. Okay, so I'll take one of these. And you definitely can only add 1 potency to these, right?
You definitely can only add 1.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Oh, but these are worth VP at the end.
They're worth the point at the end
Okay,
of the
yeah,
game.
that makes up for it. So that becomes a 3.
So 3 potency, black tin.
And what am I going to do?
Oh, if only I had a reaction.
What am I going to do with it?
10 of them, and I want 1 of them. So, that'll get me 1 of them.
Right, I'm going to transmute. Oh, actually, I should look at buying artifacts. What black artifacts are there?
With these 2? The same ones as earlier.
Convert essences to
Into points.
VP, no good to me. And
Refresh a reaction token up on the air track and a wild transmute.
It's not all bad actually, I have to say. Yeah.
Which one do you want?
The second of those.
This one?
Yeah. It costs 3, doesn't it?
3, exactly 3. Yeah.
Right, so refresher,
Yeah.
reaction token.
With one up on
You guys
the.
got dice left, haven't you?
Yeah.
Move up on the air.
So red moves one up on
and
here.
A wild transmute.
Yeah. Get an E1.
So that's not the thing to refine.
No,
it's
can
the-
never do that.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine. So I'll do that. I have to spend an essence.
You do.
I do have essences, yeah. So I spend a salt.
Spend a salt, which moves you up on this track. That goes in any slot.
Right, so that's probably going to go here. And
But you've also just
triggered that one.
yeah, you've triggered that one. So
So-
another wild transmute and another one of these.
So transmute that.
Using
Another salt.
salt to move up from there. Yeah.
And I get. Oh, you just
I've done it. Yeah.
Oops.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
My go.
And that goes in there. Yes.
Right. I am going to flip this over to do 2 wild transmutes. The first wild transmute is going to flip the thing over. Is going to be this, using sulfur. And then my second one is going to be this, using sulfur. Right, as my actual action, ignore that, I'm not doing that as the second one. My actual action is to take a lead, and then I will do the 2 wild transmutes will be the 2 lead into 2 copper. That's what I'm going to do. Now, I'm going to try if I've done this correctly and do an experiment. I may not have done it correctly. I think it's going to be this one. I get a discount of 1 thing, so I have that, 2 of those, and I'm missing the iron, so the iron is going to be the discount. So I'm just going to put them on. So that one goes on there, that one goes on there, those 2 go on there, those 2 go on there, and I get the discount of the silver, and I need 11 earth mastery, which I have. So that is done.
Alright, so you get a discount on the master experiment.
Yeah, every experiment. So the bonus is 3 gold,
So my one is black. Which one is?
is yellow. Blackish yellow,
Great.
obviously. That goes in there. That unlocks this, which I put. Which I put here, which gets me 4 essence of any type. And I flip it over for 2 ethereal die tokens. So I'm going to take a sulfur and a sulfur. And I'm also going to take a mercury and oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'll take another sulfur. Okay, so that's that done, that's that done, that's that done, that's that done, that's that done. That was my second die used.
2 up on. Here's the one I said I couldn't do. Because I wasn't far enough up on the track, fire track. I'm on 3, that'll get me on to 5. no help because I need to be on 7. So I'd need 2 of them. Use a dice to get 2 of them.
Right. Plans. Plans are afoot.
Oh, this is difficult.
So here's a question for Danielle, since you're in the chat. I couldn't find this answer in the rule book, but you only have 7 spaces in the Philosopher's Stone. What happens if you unlock all 8 of your formula tiles? What do you do with the 8th one? Do you just throw it away? Are you allowed to unlock it? Yeah, please let me know in the chat.
Never going to do that, though, am I? I can do that.
Or if anybody else in the chat knows the answer.
You get 1 more of them. I need 1 of them as well. That's the trouble. So then I'd need. Yeah. God, this is hard. Let's take. Doesn't help me. So if I spin that chameleon tile,
Yep.
I'm going to make this. I'm going to take 1 tin.
You're going to make it tin.
Yeah.
Okay. If we react to that, we react to it based on the original dice, not what you've turned it into.
But then I can't do that, can I?
So Danielle is saying there will always be 1 piece you cannot take. The last one remains locked. Right, thank you. So yeah, you can't take the 8th tile. Thank you. Because I'm close to that point, I think.
But then I won't be. I think screw this. Never mind. See how it ends up.
You're done?
Yeah, I think so.
Arthur, you take your 3rd die.
Right. I want white mercury, which of course doesn't exist.
It does? Say.
Well, this is the better way. Here's a potency dice.
So make it 3.
Mercury is that symbol. Now, spending gold to unlock things is free action?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to unlock this thing.
Yep.
This gives me 2 of...
When you flip it over,
Okay.
as soon as you put it in there, you get both of those things on the left and the right. So you move 1 up on the water track.
Yeah.
Which is that. You get a wild transmutation, not free.
Which could be that.
Yep. Using.
Oh, I have to get an essence. I haven't got an
You do.
essence.
Well,
I can arrange to get. So I have 2 essences. I'll take 2 mercury.
I don't think you can do that.
No?
No, because you get this bonus immediately when you put it on there.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
You do have that mercury there.
Yeah.
Could be used as an essence.
Use that mercury.
That moves you up on that track.
Where was I? I've lost track now.
You were doing a wild
right.
transmutation. You were turning silver
Yeah.
into gold, I think.
That's right.
And then you get 2 publications. 2 new publications. Those ones.
Which I can look at in a moment, probably.
Yep. And then you can flip the tile over to get 2 essences.
Yeah. So I was thinking I needed 2 mercury. I'm now less convinced. Instead, I'll take 2 sulfur. They can be the same, yeah?
Yeah. Sulfur is a triangle.
Lovely. And this has been used, I think, yep. Or is it? No, it hasn't.
No?
Right, so I need to...
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't taken
You haven't
action.
taken an action, actually. Yeah. But I
Right.
can't react to that, so.
Okay, so I think I want some more mercury. I'll just take 1 for now.
Okay. So I'll let you choose your publications. I'll take my go. And I'm taking my 3rd and final dice. Well. I need to be very careful here because this is literally the last thing I'm going to do in the game.
So is there a discard?
You put it on the bottom of the deck. So I think I'm taking this, putting it on the 2, I'm increasing the potency to 3, and then I am spending that 1 to take 1 mercury.
That might have just prevented me from doing what I was trying to do.
Yeah, I'm taking 1 mercury.
Okay. So I think I'm going to want to react.
You can react to that?
So I can do a white.
You can do a white transmutation
Reacting.
using
Spending
sulfur.
sulfur.
Yeah.
That then goes up to here.
Passing your artifact,
Which
refreshes a reaction token, moves you up on the
here.
getting close, and getting a wild transmute. Oh, which is going to get you there. Oh, I'm about to get there on my next turn.
Yeah, so if I do a wild transmute.
Yeah.
Spending. What do
So
I
if you spend the sulfur,
Yeah.
that goes to there. There's nothing I can do, so I'm going to remove it now. You move up on any one track.
Any one track. Okay. I'll move up on the sulfur.
Okay,
Thank you.
that was you reacting to me. So Paul, your go. When setting the game up, do you put the formulas face up or face down? You put them face up. Well, I think you shuffle them, you put them face down, and then you turn them all face up. So the reason you place them face down is so you don't accidentally see what you're putting where, but then you turn them all face up.
I'm taking 1 copper.
Nice and simple. You'll go. Unless you want to react to that.
Maybe.
I could do free action actually, but I think I want to sit tight for a second.
No, I don't want to.
Okay, you'll go then.
Fine.
Getting into the final stages now.
Do one thing. I want to work out whether I can actually achieve it this game. Yeah, so what I need to do is get some goods.
The difference between 6 and 7 of these is 11 points.
Yeah, I can't get
If
to
I
it.
could just get 1 more gold. But
I was trying to do a black, but I can't do a black card.
Right.
Okay, so I'm going to pick up another essence. I
I'm not far
think.
enough up on the cloud track.
So I'm going to pick up another sulfur.
Okay. Using. That's mercury.
Oh dear, that's
Right.
not so good. That is not so good. So it is. Oh right, yeah, I'm looking at the wrong thing. I was looking at that. I should be looking at fine, okay.
Oh, now that you've sneaked that. Okay. No, I can do it. Yeah, I can do it.
It may have scuppered me.
Which is awesome.
Okay, so if I do that,
Okay, so I guess I'll just pick up mercury then.
Okay, 1 mercury. Right, for my go, I'm going to do a white transmutation, moving this to here, spending. I don't even need to spend it now, do I? Just need to check these. Yeah, it's fine. I got that. I got it all sorted. So what do I want to spend? What's going to get me points? I'll spend that one. And I'll move up to there.
where is that supposed to come from? That was coming from there.
I'm then doing an experiment.
That doesn't work.
Okay, I'm doing this one. So I have a refined copper, I have a refined tin, I have a refined iron, I get a discount of 1, and I have mastery level 6 in fire. Just. So that is done. The immediate bonus is I can. So I'm not 100% sure how this works, but there are people in the chat who will know. I can refresh one of my reaction tokens per fire artifact. but I don't know. It just says fire artifact. I don't know if my fire artifact needs to be face up or face down. So let me know. I'm gonna at the moment I'm gonna say no, but I have 2 fire artifacts. So I don't know if they count for this or not. And an ethereal dice token.
I'd be surprised if they didn't count.
Yeah, no,
You
mess
think?
this up.
Okay, well we'll find out in the chat. So this goes in here. That unlocks this, which I put. Right. I'm just trying to work it. If I do this experiment, it's worth 9 points. Whereas if I get the extra, oh, actually, this is better. No, because I don't have any of the materials. It's not better. So that's going to go there. I have then completed that line, which gets me, and then I'm going to flip it over. So I get 4 more of these ethereal die tokens. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I get 3 mercury. Which is not going to do anything for me, but it's free, so I can't say no.
So I think I can react to that.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Oh,
I did a white
actually, no, I
transmutation,
can't.
is what I did. Right. That's me done. Paul.
I am taking whatever the transmutation token that goes with that symbol is. It's a wheel. Pass me a wheel, please, Arthur.
You get some ether.
Yeah. Just because I need to do 3 transmutations, and that means I've now got 3 things that will allow me to transmute. So that's the end of that dice.
Okay.
What
Your
dice did you use?
final action.
Red copper.
Copper.
Red copper. Which is no use to man or beast. Oh, I should that. So this will be my last go in the game, won't it?
This is your last go. Yeah. Apart from reactions, you can still react.
Yeah. So what but he's yeah, you've got another dice to count.
I've got another dice to count, yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
all good
Yeah.
stuff to react to. Okay. So all is not completely lost, perhaps.
And there's a good chance it could be any one of 3 colours. I suppose odds are people are likely to be red or black, but probably not, because I can't do that.
All right, so I can buy. I can unlock another one of these things. So
That will cost you 2 gold.
yeah.
You
So
can
that
buy
is-
you can buy that one or that one as well.
Okay, but that will be no use to me in this game because I have no dice left, right?
Correct.
So there's no point. But I could do that and just give you 2 extra actions. All right, well, I'll do that. Don't want that. Oh no, it refreshes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But I don't have to use it yet.
You don't have to. No.
Okay. Doesn't matter where I put it, ultimately. I need to use that. I'll use that to pick up the mercury.
Okay. 1 mercury. I'm not reacting to that.
No, I'm still one short.
Okay. So you're out. That matters.
But you can't do an experiment as reaction.
No.
No, just realised I'm still one short.
So on my go, I'm going to use my chameleon token. I'm going to make this red. I'm going to do a red transmutation using sulfur. So that moves me up on this track. That's going to be the red transmutation. I then have 4 gold. I will use the 4 gold to buy this, which I put here, which triggers a million different things. So I get 2 silver. I get 2 new publication cards. Choose one. I'll do that in a second. And then I'm going to flip that over to do the same thing again. And then I got 3 wild transmutations. Right. So with those 3 wild transmutations, I am going to transmute. Oh, I still can't do it, can I? Or can I? No, I can. I transmute because I get a discount of 2. So I can totally do it. So 1 wild transmutation. using sulphur, 2 wild transmutations using sulphur, moving me 2 steps up on that track,
Oh, I can do
and another wild transmutation. Well, I'll do that. Using that, moving me up on that track, which I can't, so I get a point. Right? Then, that's all just from that. But now I can do this
it. Well,
experiment.
you're all out.
Because I get a discount of 2 things. So, I just get a discount of those 2 things. So that goes in, and I get 2 up on the water track, and an ethereal die token. And that goes in there. And then that is me done. So I'm getting 2 publications, choosing 1 and discarding 1, and then another 2. But if these aren't better than what I've already got, it's not worth
So
me.
you're
It's not worth me
you're
changing.
done. So
I'm just not going to bother.
it's my turn.
Oh, well, I get to keep one anyway. I could remove one that somebody else might not. If you end up going through.
I don't think I'm going to go through the deck at this point. I don't think I'm likely to be taking one more at all.
Okay, done.
Right,
And
I'm reacting to that.
I'm finished. Wow.
It was an actual
It was an actual white mercury.
something to do with white transformation,
Oh,
which is that one. Spend.
who is the 5th alchemist in the game? Good question. Are they listed in here? I'm not sure. This guy and that guy. Well, that looks like
He must be in here, surely. I'm not going to look because I've got a
no.
turn to take.
You take your turn. I will
Right.
look up famous.
So, my turn.
Well, I'm still doing my reaction.
Oh, you're reacting.
Except I haven't got a essence, so I can't. Okay, so I won't react. Okay.
So-
Oh, but I could pick up. Not with that.
One of them is bacon.
You're on.
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to flip that for 2 transmutations,
2 wild transmutations.
2 wild transmutations. So that one goes there, and that one goes there, which flips that.
You spend 2 essence to do that.
Yeah, but just bear with me because I need to get this in my head because I've thought I can do this and then I thought I couldn't do it. Right, so that's done. I've got to pay 2 essence. So I'm going to pay that one and that one.
So pink moves up 1 on there, which you can't.
So I get a point.
You get a point. And 1 on there.
There.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. This is important because then I'm flipping that
Yeah.
to move up 2 on the fire track.
Yeah.
Then I'm taking that dice. It is a 1. I'm spending that to make it a 2.
Mhm.
Get rid of that for me, please. So it is a 2. Spending 1
Is that Mercury?
to take that,
Okay.
So,
which should leave me 1 transmutation. Yeah, it does.
so I can react. to
Brilliant.
the Mercury.
You can. Get a mercury. Okay. You'll go. You're out.
I'm out, but can I do a free action?
Nope.
Okay.
Because it's not your turn. I'm done.
Okay. So I'm doing 1 transmutation
So I'm reacting to that.
in white.
Oh no, I can't now because I've used up my.
No.
Uh,
Yeah.
Forget that.
To do that,
yeah.
spending that.
Yeah. Moving up on this track
Yeah. Which means I can now complete this
because you get a discount of 2.
because I get a discount of 2. So those 2 and that one complete that. So I move up 1 on the water track, so I get a point.
Which is the point.
1 on the mountain track.
Yeah.
1 on the cloud track.
Yeah.
And 1 on any track of my point, which will be the fire track, because I need that fire to get my second.
Okay. And then you tuck that underneath. And I think we are done.
Yeah. I think I could now do 2 of my whatever they're called.
Right, so if you're tuning in to watch the end game scoring, here we are. Right, first thing that happens, artifacts refresh. Because you will need the icons on them. So the first thing to count is points based on your experiments that you have performed. So I'll go through mine first. I have 14, 24, 27, 31. I have 40. So 40 means I'm now on 56. Paul.
11, 20, 37, 49.
So 49 plus 3 is 52.
And we get 20.
Next, Philosopher's Stone. Mine's full. So I got 36 points. On to 56 is 92. You got 25.
Yeah.
So 25 onto 52 is 77.
4.
4 spaces, which is 9.
Which is 29.
29. Right. Every gold and every ethereal die cube is worth a point.
3.
So
Gold here doesn't count, doesn't it?
So I've got a total of 8. Paul,
3.
you done yours?
Yep.
Points for the mastery track. So blue gets 7. Pink gets 14. Red gets nothing. And now publication. So we'll do mine first. I have this one, which uses up a fire, 2 mountains, which is that one, and this one, and an air, which is that one, and it gets me 3 points per water experiment that I've completed, which is 9. So that goes to there, and then I've got this one, which is 2 fire and 2 water. Oh, I was almost on that one. That's one short. Which gets me 1 point per position up on the air track and 1 point per position up on the mountain track, which is a crazy 21 points. I think these publications are a bit good.
Mine's getting more than that.
So 21. So 16. So that's 37.
Yeah, you won again.
And I've still got a spare water, a spare fire,
Oh, I
and a
got
spare
loads of
mountain.
spare stuff. I've actually done my second one of these, but it's worth almost no points to me.
Right. Let's do your publications then.
So let's do this one first. So 2 clouds.
You've got a cloud. No, you don't have a cloud here.
2 clouds.
2 clouds. You need 2 mountains.
1 mountain, 2 mountains.
Okay. So what's that?
So that is 1 point for every place I'm up on the fire and water track. So,
So
it's
that's 24 points. Right. So 6 plus 18.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then these two, I can't quite do that one, which would be better for me, but only 1 point better. So I've got 2 fire somewhere.
Let's pop the
1
cards over here so
fire.
we can see.
So there's 1 fire there. Okay, hang on.
Yeah, we can't see.
So
them. Pop them on camera so we can see. There we go.
So there's 1 fire there.
Yeah.
There's 1 water there, and there's 1 fire over
There's
there.
1 fire here. Yeah.
So I've actually got 3 water left over.
Wow. Yeah. So what do you get for that publication?
So what I get for that publication is almost not worth having. It is 2 points for every cloud or mountain one I've completed, which is...
Artifact.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the symbol for artifact.
That's the symbol for artifact.
Yeah.
Oh, that's better. That's 6 points.
6 points. 1, 2.
I thought it was 2 points.
6.
Still not nearly enough to catch you.
Yeah, and my rules question is for those people who know the answer to this publication, is it 2 points per artifact, which is air or mountain? What if the artifact has 2 icons on it?
I think it's per icon.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I'd like to know the answer to that. Is it per icon on artifacts or is it per artifact? Doesn't change yours.
No.
Right. Arthur.
I've possibly only done one of these two actually. This one I need 4 water.
Yeah.
Got 5, I think.
You have 5 water. Yeah.
So no issue. Which is 3 times my lowest score,
Which
is
would be
3 is
9.
9.
Yeah.
And that's it, I think, because I don't.
Or if you did that one instead,
It's gonna be,
you don't have
well, I
the
don't
2
have
air
2
though.
no, 2 airs.
Okay,
Yeah.
so 9 points.
Yeah.
There you go. But it is your first game.
Avoid you beating that.
There you go.
Just.
And we're done. So I squeaked the win. 137, which is a lot higher than we scored yesterday.
Yes.
Even though yesterday we were playing the easier version with extra dice.
Yes.
Paul with 124, Arthur, who's it's his first game. So yeah, I did win. It is my third game. I'm a lot more comfortable with the game. When I first played it, I was in your position. I'd only done 4 stones in here, and I just felt that it was not possible to do as much as I wanted to do. It is possible.
I desperately needed to get a black experiment done.
Right.
To get that out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there was no way I could get enough gold to buy the 4th one.
Yeah, I mean, I was quite lucky in a way that my big experiment that I did got me 3 gold, and that 3 gold allowed me to buy that, which got me
as mine actually
a lot of extra points.
Got me 3 gold, but it emptied my board.
Yeah. So Gustavo was saying that could be 2 points per element on artifacts, would make sense, but it's not clear in the rulebook. So we do need an answer to that one. There definitely needs to be some FAQ. But there you go. So yeah, full tutorial, 3-player playthrough. You've now played it twice.
Great game.
Right. Okay. I can't say what I think about the game.
Yeah,
so
I know you can.
I can't.
It has some graphic design issues.
Okay.
It's easy to mix certain things up.
Yeah.
And some things are not easy to see, like the colours over there and stuff. But I can live with that, and it's a great game.
Okay. It's hard.
It's hard. It's hard. I love it. I think it's
Yeah, it's
nudged
a brain burner,
Cooper Island into 2nd place.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to play it with people's analysis paralysis.
Right. But how did you find?
I enjoyed it. I don't think I enjoyed training at the teaching
No,
anymore.
I'm due to teach it at GridCon on the Friday evening. I'm dreading the idea.
I enjoy teaching tricky games like this.
Yeah.
Which is helpful considering what it is I do.
I think a really good player reference would help. Actually.
Yeah, there is a player aid that comes with the game, but it's not great and it has errors on it.
Yeah.
So there definitely should be a player aid. Makes sense. But you'd play it again?
Oh yeah.
You know what you would do differently?
Possibly even actions I weren't doing because I'd forgotten they existed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What was the thing that you were building up for to do at the end?
Well, I was trying to finish the experiment, but I was essentially 1 essence short, I think.
Just 1?
Yeah, which is quite frustrating. Because if I had the right essence, I could have got this, and that was all that was stopping me from doing it.
Right. Oh, you could have done 1 more transmute. Remember,
Yeah.
you could have used silver to make up the missing mastery level. It's a rule which never came into play.
I knew
But you needed level 10.
10.
You were at level 9.
So
You could use a silver to do that.
Could have done it, correct.
And that would have got you,
15.
yeah, another 15 points and some extra stuff.
Nobody has got 1 discount there as well.
No, I'm accounting for the discount.
Yeah,
Okay.
this can either be a discount of a material or a mastery level.
I'd forgotten that.
The silver can only be a discount of a mastery level.
Which is what
So-
I needed. All right.
There you go. Yeah, so Daniel is saying to tease you and can give you that you'll play 1 more. I can tell you that his last game he scored 199 points and did 8 experiments. Okay, so I've only played it 3 times, and the first game was a learning game. I think I did all right with 137. I'm happy with that. But thank you for giving me a target. 199 points. Performed 8 experiments. I performed.
It would be interesting to play with David Turtsey.
Well, David Turtsey will be at GridCon.
I know.
Challenge him to play it. I only did 5 experiments, so yeah, doing 8 experiments. And Soul Diver just did a player aid in German. It will be available on BGG. Excellent. Yeah, the game definitely needs one with the 6 actions, the 3 free actions, and the 4 things that you can do as a reaction.
Yeah.
I think if we can get one of those player aids for GridCon,
Yeah.
that will help you teach a lot easier, I think.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're going to sign off now. We are 4 o'clock, so that was 3 hours.
Yeah.
3 hours. If we played again now, it would probably be a 2-hour game.
Yeah.
I
mean,
think-
you must have spent half an hour explaining the game.
Yeah.
as
Half
well.
an hour explaining, and obviously
And I
we
think
were,
that was quite good to get that in half an hour, to be honest. I think quite a bit longer yesterday.
it did.
Yeah.
It did. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. For those people who are joining in later on, we have Masters of Renaissance at 5 o'clock today. So in 1 hour's time, we're doing a live stream of Masters of Renaissance, which is a much lighter, quicker game. And then 8 o'clock tonight, I'm doing our Carcosa campaign from Arkham Horror, the card game. And obviously, if you like this video, please consider supporting me on Patreon. Like and subscribe to the channel. Check out all future videos. There'll be a lot more coming for this month and a lot more coming for December as well. And that's everything. So yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for you two for taking part.
Thank you for the game, Daniel.
Yeah, we will pack this up. Yeah, thank you to Danielle for joining in and for everybody else in the chat. Really made it useful and helpful. Thanks again. We'll see you soon.
Gaming Rules is proudly sponsored by Game Toppers, upgrading your gaming experience. Visit GameToppersLLC.com.